XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile when it accelerates.
Pocketosis. Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can.
That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us. Average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Nothing works here. The medications don't work.
What medication?
I hate this place. I've been here for 7 years.
You bumbling incompetent. You blundering bag of poop.
It's impossible. I'm trying to tell you that. What do you want? You want the tears to come out of my eyes? Hello, exactly! Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Oh, right! You're not being fair. This isn't fair.
I don't care. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Don't care.
We look like assholes right now, man. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Karen Stone is live in Chestnut Hill in that neighborhood of Philadelphia. Karen.
Hi there. Well, we're not just talking the side streets anymore here in Chestnut Hill like the one you see over there, Germantown Avenue. Excuse me.
Satellite radio. Opie Anthony.
Then, as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
That's great. We love the assaults on the media, right, Anthony?
I love when a complete tool runs in front of the camera like that.
I was checking out the video on FoundryMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com last night. Very, very funny stuff.
Funny stuff. Who was that? Who did that?
Hummer Cash from Whackbag.com.
Right. Hummer Cash.
I look forward to the next one, Anthony. You never know when it's going to happen.
You never know. They just pop out of nowhere.
We're just such pains in the asses. Good morning. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Oh, not here.
Nah, we're in crappy weather hell.
I've had it.
For the next, 10 days or so, I guess.
Ugh.
And then I guess spring will hit, hopefully. I don't know.
Sure.
Why not? But Whip 'em Out Wednesday is a great, great concept. It works. Trust me, it works. And it's very easy. You just get a WOW on your car, your vehicle. Mm-hmm. We don't care how the WOW gets there, whether it's one of these official Opie and Anthony WOW bumper stickers that you could get by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to where we broadcast here in New York City. The address is on OpieandAnthony.com. You slap that on your ride, your vehicle, and then if the ladies feel like it, they will flash you.
Yes, they will. They'll just drive around, see it, know what it's for. You'll be driving, not thinking anything, maybe stuck in traffic. You'll look over and, see a beautiful set of boobage.
And your job is simple. You throw the WOW in your car and just go about your life. Just go about your driving. Do not harass the women. No. There are plenty of women out there that'll do it just for the hell of it. And you truckers out there, you guys rock for writing WOW in the back of your trucks. We also like the homemade WOW signs. It's taken on a life of its own, which is very, very cool.
It certainly has, and I can't wait till we here in the New York area can enjoy it once again. It's a seasonal thing here. Some areas, it's year-round.
Arizona?
Oh, year-round.
They're enjoying WOW all year year long.
Sure.
Maine?
Florida. Yeah.
Maine gets to enjoy it for, what, a month?
Maybe a month. Yeah. Yeah.
Buffalo was like that, man. When I was living up there. It's like, spring's here. Wait, now it's fall. What? It's winter again? What happened? Summer's I think 3 weeks long up in Buffalo when I was living up there.
But it was just summer.
Oh, it's the worst. Summer hits July.
Yeah.
And then the first snowstorm is early October.
I don't know how you lived up there. No way. It's bad enough here in New York. We really, really have to seriously give thought to broadcasting from somewhere else in the winter.
Next winter?
Yeah.
Done deal.
Where?
Nashville.
You think Nashville?
I don't know. Nashville is becoming a nice XM hub.
It is?
A press release went out. They're, expanding their Nashville offices.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's where Elo's been the last couple days.
Elo's been in Nashville?
Yeah.
Is he going to come back with big sideburns and Elvis glasses? That'd be nice. Good look for him.
Imagine that haircut with sideburns.
That's hilarious. So anyway, I'm dying, man.
What's wrong with you?
I've been good. You know that.
Yes.
The old days I used to get sick all the time, but there's I don't know. I got the upper respiratory thing happening.
How's the dumps? How have they been going? Good?
Yeah, that's taken care of.
Oh, that's taken care of? Problem solved?
Problem solved, I think.
Ooh.
I think. So far, so good lately. Thanks for asking.
Well, I
get the same sickness every year, and it's an upper respiratory thing, and it lingers for 2 weeks. It takes forever to go away.
Yeah.
Medication for the most part doesn't help.
Work.
Not really.
Medication doesn't work. Yeah.
So we have
a little burning.
Don't make me laugh too hard. Let's have a really boring show today, so I don't have to laugh and hurt myself.
No problem.
What?
Oh, I'm just a little worried about you.
No, I'm fine. I'm going to my doctor on Friday anyway for the annual physical.
Uh-oh. Another finger?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Another finger up the pooper?
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Ow.
Let's go to Benita in Florida. Benita.
Hey.
What's up, Benita?
Nothing's up. I was just wondering how us girls get to enjoy the WOW sticker that I don't have because I'm afraid to put on my car.
Well, I don't know.
No fear, Benita.
Yeah.
You just put it on there. Girls enjoy it because I've noticed a lot of girls like looking at girls' breasts, too.
That could be true, but I don't. And I live in South Florida. There's plenty of opportunity.
Oh, really? This is just I don't know, this is a guy's thing, I guess, for the most part.
It absolutely is. We've had girls that have said, oh, can't you make it, whip it out Wednesday where guys pull out
I guess not.
And, no, see, guys see boobs on the road and stuff, everyone's happy. A woman sees a penis on the road, there's cops involved and a chase and maybe death. It's just never as happy and fun when a cock comes out
plus
as it is when boobs come out.
Plus, it's a lot easier to flash a boob than, a guy flashing his junk as he's driving 80 miles an hour
You're
down
trying
the
to
highway.
drive. You're pushing your pelvis up to the window. You're like, your foot is like slammed on the gas pedal because you're trying to get your dick to the window. You look ridiculous. Your head's all bent because the head restraint is hitting the back of your neck. Look at my cock, girls. Just doesn't work.
Doing it, you sound experienced.
No. It's just there's no real other way to get it up to the window unless you're,
Yeah, I guess unless you're really a dwarf.
Hung like Mike Tyson or something, where you can just flap it over your shoulder and say, ladies, take a look.
Also, the WOW just, shows your support of the show as well, so.
That's
true. Then I'll try to get myself one.
I mean,
and I'm a nurse, so I was wondering how you're feeling.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, I have a cold, too. It's been lingering for about 3 weeks now, so I know how you feel.
Longer.
All right, I'm punching out. I'm at work.
All right, thank you, Benita.
Bye.
Now, the faithful listeners know, you just throw the WOW in your car and then go about your business, and no one's supposed to harass anyone.
Right.
And it's worked like a charm for the last, 7 or 8 years now.
18 years, I think.
18 years we're up to?
In that small laboratory where you invented WOW, Opie, it's been 18 years.
Why would the birthday boy hand me poker chips first thing in the morning? Are you insane?
Who's your birthday?
Yeah, Hawk's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Sex Bagel's birthday.
Birthday to you. Wow.
You know what I do at the end of that song to get big laughs? I'll say, how old are you? People always laugh, and then I'll tell you.
That's how old are you now?
No.
That's great.
How old are you?
Now I get to play my new game all morning.
No poker chips. The audience hates the poker chips.
Why would you hand them over to me? Even I know that you shouldn't have done that. Here, take them back.
Did you see Colin last night on the Celebrity Poker?
I thought that was a replay.
No, because he won the last one, so now he was in like the Tournament of Champions, and he came in second. He played awful. I mean, awful, and he had this huge chip pile again, and everyone was just mocking him. They were laughing at him because he plays horrible, and he was doing very well, but then he lost to what's his name, the brother on Everyone Loves Raymond.
Garrett.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank
you, Jimmy.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, and they had what's his name from the Cosby Show there?
Jamal.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Jamal Warner.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. And George Costanza.
Yeah.
They were both on. And some broad. I don't even know who she was. And Colin came in second. He was pissed off at the way. So who told him to play like that? Jimmy just loaded a big mouthful of cereal in his mouth. Jesus. I asked him a question. He looks over with this horrified look on his face with milk coming out of his mouth.
Not a big deal.
Dude, I've never seen anyone eat more cereal at one time than you.
No, dude, I'm just hungry. I'm trying to eat
hungry.
What are you using? One of those big ladles to scoop it into your mouth?
My little mouth.
Very funny.
Colin's some poker expert. I knew he lost last week. He said some poker expert gave him advice. He's like, that's why I lost, because I was teasing the way he was playing.
Yeah, but it was working for him.
Yeah, he was doing great.
And then at the end, he kind of changed his strategy, and he lost, but he did a good job.
And it was fun to watch, though, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Charlie from Whackbag. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Charlie.
Man, yesterday my voice is gone, too.
Yeah.
But I was at work yesterday listening to the replay of the Bernie thing.
Yeah.
And as you asked him if that was his CD, I screamed at the monitor,
No. What a madman.
And then I put my hand over my mouth like a little girl as you broke it, and he said, "You motherfucker."
Yeah, so much for that vegetarianism, right?
Yeah, I was cracking up, man.
Makes you mellow, and if you're a vegetarian, there won't be as much violence. And
keep the CD, motherfucker. Wow.
You're asking for trouble.
You're asking for trouble, Opie.
You never want to hear you're asking for trouble
Oh,
from a subway vigilante.
From Bernie.
All right, thank you, Charlie.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun yesterday.
Ooh.
I swear to God, dude. I walked home yesterday. I kept looking over my shoulder the whole way.
Yeah.
The whole way.
Little scary.
Little scary. And Bernie Pie has written us an email, Anthony.
Yeah.
He says, everything's fine. I flipped for a few minutes. Everything's okay now. That's all he writes.
Was that written in 1984? I mean, that's exactly what happened. I flipped for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's what he wrote to Ben. Everything's fine. I flipped for a few minutes. Everything's okay now. That's it. Not Dear Ben or Love Bernie, whatever. That's all he writes.
That was the entire message. He flipped for a few minutes.
Flipped for a few minutes.
That's what we were gunning for.
But it's okay. Hey, now I'm hearing that maybe Nashville's not the place to go in winter. Matt, what's up?
Yo, what's going on over there?
Hey.
Hey, Sugar Tits, how you doing?
I'm good.
How are you, buddy?
Hey, I just want to tell you that it is frigid in Nashville in the winter, man. You got to go further south, brother.
Yeah, I think it's cold in Nashville.
That stinks.
Yeah, it's freaking freezing. I was stationed down there. It's not nice.
Screw that. We need warmth.
But I've never been to Nashville. We should just, I don't know, we should do a few shows from Nashville if they got studios down there.
Well, that'd be fine in the spring or summer.
Yeah, maybe in the spring or something. We'll do a little trip to Nashville.
But as far as broadcasting through the winter, we got to go to, like, Florida.
All right, I'm punching out.
Arizona.
L.A.?
L.A. even. Yeah, L.A. even. You know?
It's fun.
Yeah, L.A. would be great.
L.A.'s a good place.
All right. And I want to tease something, Anthony.
Oh.
One of our regular guests, I guess you might say, wrote me an email.
Uh-huh.
And it says, don't give it away.
Okay.
It says simply, I am sorry, but I think I'm still bisexual. I must admit I do like it up the ass. I even have a strap-on. Now to find a chick to use it on me.
Bernie?
We will be talking to that person a little later on in the show.
Bob Kelly in again? No?
We'll be talking to that person later on in the show.
All right.
Can I ask after that email, why are we talking to that person? What is there to say besides hello? Ugh.
Trust me, it'll be the highlight of the show today.
Is it Tim from that rapper?
From Gangster Fag?
Gangster Fag?
Yeah, a lot of
his buddy Tim.
A lot of people loved the Gangster Fag stuff yesterday.
And a lot of people hated it.
Well, that's what this show's all about. You either love it or hate it.
That's right.
I mean, the email on the Bernie thing yesterday, right down the fucking middle.
I don't get
Half the people loved it, and half the people couldn't be bothered with Bernie.
I don't get how you don't how you enjoy this program and don't enjoy segments like Bernie gets, where he's up there babbling, and we are just relentlessly lobbing goofs at him. Isn't that what the show's about? That's what the fucking show's about. It's not so much about what Bernie's saying. What do you think? We want to sit him down and have an in-depth interview about his opinion of the Gates, or you know, his run for mayor, or what should happen at Ground Zero? Is that all the people that don't like Bernie? Is that what they're listening to? Or are they listening to the snide asshole comments that are being made at his expense?
Yeah, and then he gives us something like this. This one, right?
Oh, it says on the front.
Oh, what are
you motherfucker! Tony, you're asking for trouble.
Tony. Oh, he's coming over. Oh, Bernie, sit down. Sit down.
Oh, my God. Wait.
He's really mad. He's mad. You pissed off Bernie Gates.
All right, get over there. Get over there.
It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. It's getting real hot in here.
Bernie, you don't have to take that. You don't have to take that, Bernie.
All right, sit down.
Stand up for your rights, Bernie.
Sit down, Bernie. Sit down. It's okay.
It's okay, Poe. Poe, it's okay. It's okay. Poe, it's okay. Poe, it's okay. Poe, it's okay.
All right, have Bernie sit down.
Take a seat.
Let's all calm down.
I may not be able to get that fucking CD. Hand it over.
Hand over that fucking CD.
Oh, you gotta have another.
You lunatic.
All right, Bernie.
He's right.
Oh, he's fine, Poe. Poe, he's fine.
You tell him to relax.
Tell him.
Yeah, everyone just relax.
Everybody relax.
All he did was take the CD out. I mean,
Yeah,
Fuck you. Keep your CD. I won't be here again.
Bernie! Bernie! Bernie's leaving. Oh, man.
So much for soy milk, huh?
Fuck you. Keep the CD. I won't be back again.
So much for eating carrots.
Yeah. Broccoli.
My God, broccoli, sure.
What happened? You went from little mild-mannered guy to the Subway vigilante again. We brought that back out.
I'm going to stick to eating meat, I think.
You think he's had that rage since 20 years? Do you think that rage has surfaced some other time?
Yeah. No, I'm sure.
Yeah?
I'm sure.
We're not the only ones that have brought it out in him?
But once again, his email this morning, everything's fine. I
Yeah.
flipped for a few minutes. Everything's okay now.
Keep your fucking CD. I won't be back. Wow.
You're asking for trouble.
You're asking for trouble.
That's great.
My favorite part of that is because of the delay. Poe runs in, and Ecstasy of the Gold is playing this morning. What's going on? Nothing.
And there was definitely a pretty serious situation in here. Eric was doing a great job holding Bernie back because, I don't know, I would have done something really stupid. And then Poe comes in, and you don't know what Poe's going to do. So we're trying to calm Poe down, making sure he understands that it's bad, but it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because you don't want Poe to all of a sudden just knock Bernie out. It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Does anybody know where the fuck Ricky is?
Why? What happened?
Oh, my goodness.
What's wrong?
Oh, boy.
I sent him for a coffee before the show started.
It was before the show started. Where the hell is he?
For a medium coffee with a little bit of milk.
Well, he's not buying it from those savages.
What?
He hasn't come back yet.
He hasn't come back?
Oh, I hope he's all right. See, I'm thinking maybe he had a problem down in the streets of New York, the tough streets.
I'm thinking that's the only acceptable answer.
Maybe
if I look
it's
outside
better.
and I see the cherries spinning on an ambulance, and they're loading that little incompetent into the back, where's Ricky?
He got lost.
No, he didn't.
What?
I'm not kidding. We
Stop
sent him
it.
to the new place for food, and I don't think he found his
Oh,
way back.
I sent him for
That's
Starbucks.
right around the
corner.
I know. He didn't know where he was going.
How do you get lost in Manhattan at this hour?
This is Ricky.
Maybe he got
It's a grid.
maybe he got in the middle of some intern wars.
Oh, really?
Maybe
Has there
there's some pop going on.
There been some gunfire outside our studios, like Hot 97?
Yes, Nathaniel.
Well, I just got Jim's delicious, hopefully, banana at the place Ricky's supposed to be at.
Uh-huh.
No sign of him.
Oh, my God.
He's probably just wandering around Central Park trying to find his way back here. He's a little slow.
Nate G is going to sling
He's a
some
little
lead
slow.
into him when he gets back here, I bet. Going to have
Yeah.
some gunfire. Yeah.
All right, well,
Lost?
Does he have a cell phone or anything?
Of course not. He probably ate it
He knows
once.
how to answer it. He's a little slow.
Little slow.
Nice kid.
You know how the
Little
streets
slow.
work in Manhattan? They're numbered. They go up and down. It's pretty easy. If you're on 56th and you have to get to 57th, you pretty much know where you got to go.
He's been gone a half hour, and all he had to do was cross the street.
All I wanted was coffee. This is why the rule is no, he can't touch my food because this stuff happens all the time. All I wanted
All
was
the
coffee.
time, Jimmy. All the time with him. How's your banana? Is it too hard?
Well, Nathaniel got it. No, it's a perfect banana. I haven't caught Nathaniel testing it before. He was kind of slapping on his cheek, and he said, "That's the right consistency. He's a good boy."
That kid's a go-getter, I'll tell you.
Certainly is.
That fan knows how to make another man happy, and I like him.
Hey, before we take a break, I just want to bring up something.
Yeah.
I saw Napoleon Dynamite.
I enjoyed Napoleon Dynamite. As a matter of fact, Danny had burnt me a disc and has been asking me to bring it back in.
Really?
And it's sitting right next to my bed, and I forget every day because I don't give that room any thought once I leave this building. I don't even give it's not even a passing thought through my head, the interns or anybody. And then I come in and it hits me again. I go, oh, Danny's disc. That's right, Napoleon Dynamite.
I saw that movie yesterday.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I thought it was funny.
I don't know if I like it a lot or hate it. I'm not
like
really
the
sure.
Show. Yeah, I found it very funny. I think you have to watch it a few more times.
I'm doing movies on demand now, so I got that movie for another 12 hours. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what I saw, though.
It's very funny. I like the football jock guy.
From 1982?
That tried to buy the time machine.
And go back to 1982?
And go back to his glory days.
Well, we all know someone like that.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Harbor Fields High School in Long Island, and a lot of those football jocks,
yeah,
that was the pinnacle of their lives.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Playing football on the high school team, and after that, it never got better.
It never got any better than that for those guys.
And every once in a while, I'll go into some of the local bars, and you'll still see some of these guys in there.
Wearing the jersey.
Oh, yeah, in their varsity jackets and stuff.
Wearing the ring.
And they're just still going over that big famous play that got them into the conference finals or whatever. It's just like, dude, what have you been doing since then?
That is a frightening thought that nothing has happened.
This is Ricky the intern. Ricky.
Yes.
What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm lost.
What do you mean you're lost?
Dude, Eric had told me to make a left out the building and then make a left at the corner.
Yeah.
And going down 2 blocks. And then the deli going 2 blocks down.
Right.
Did he happen to mention the Starbucks that you were supposed to go to for me at 5:45?
Yeah, I was going to go to the Starbucks last just to keep your coffee fresh. Because I was going to go there first and then wait at the deli, you know?
So where are you now?
I'm still on 6.
Forget the Starbucks. I'm going to have somebody else go.
Now, wait. Eric, is he near where he's got to be?
Ricky, you're on 6th and what?
And I was down on 58.
He's right there.
Because I was supposed to go north instead of south. He told me left.
Oh, here's what you got to do. Walk into the middle of the street, face away from traffic, and put your hands over your ears.
Wait, what? Wait, he's right around the corner?
He's right around the corner.
And
it's
lost?
Across the street from where he's standing.
Now, do you haven't been to the deli yet?
No, I haven't seen the deli.
All right.
The blue awning, you said, right?
Yeah, it's right there.
Wait, you've been gone a half hour, and you're only, like, right around the corner.
Oh, I don't see. I see the Manhattan Ocean Club.
Manhattan Ocean Club, Eric?
What?
I don't know where that is. It's across from Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde's.
Go across the street and then up a little bit. It's right there.
Have you seen Jekyll and Hyde's, the theme restaurant?
Yeah.
Are you in front of Jekyll and Hyde's?
No, I see it from turning around.
Go back to Jekyll and Hyde's.
All right. Sex Bagel's running out to find the intern and bring him back home.
If you knew, if anyone that doesn't know Manhattan knew how close he was to us right now, he is right around a corner.
Yeah.
You're right around the corner from us. It's been a half hour. Longer.
What are you doing? Just walking around aimlessly?
Yeah, basically. I thought I made the left down to the block, and then I thought, okay, maybe I was supposed to leave at the right of the building instead of the left of the building, so then I went back up, and I didn't see the deli down there anyway.
The weird part is there's a deli on every corner.
Yeah, but I was told to go to a certain one.
All right, yes, Ben? You hired this guy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Ricky, we're coming to get you.
I have nothing to say.
We're going to rescue him?
Yeah, we're going to rescue Ricky the intern, so let's say hi to Doug in Colorado.
You're stupid!
Doug, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, speaking of Napoleon Dynamite, I think you guys need to find 2 Mexicans who can go pick up Ricky and bring him back. Punching out.
All right, thank you. Remember the 2 Mexicans?
Yeah.
That picked up Napoleon when he had to go to the girl's house?
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I liked the movie or not.
I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought it was weird. He's one of those, like, weird characters that everybody knew, and you didn't really know him in high school, but you saw him walk in the hallways, that wacky mannerism and stuff. I liked it. I thought it was a little odd.
All right, very good. Well, why don't we take our first break? Just getting warmed up here. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
So,
people are speculating he's on a crack run outside, buying crack.
What?
That's why he's been gone so long. He's buying crack outside. You think he's a crackhead?
No. He's a nerd.
Yeah. He is a nerd.
He's a nerd. All right, well, why don't we take a break? Derek, get us out of here. We'll continue with the Opie and Anthony program. I came up with something years ago. Basically, it says...
Whip 'em out Wednesday.
Big, luscious, juicy ones.
Wow.
The swinging tribute to unrestrained female anatomy.
It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony. XM 202.
Oh, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and the devil with the mate. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You must not get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me.
All right, let's go right to the phones. Eric is on the phone. Sex Bagel.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
I'm at Starbucks getting Jim's coffee right now.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
How lost was he?
He's standing there just looking into the street, right?
Yeah.
So I go over, I'm like, what happened? He's like, I don't see any place called the Blue Awning. I said, we didn't say that. Ben said, we're eating from the new place, the Rock and Roll Deli. I said, you can't miss it. It has a blue awning.
Oh, my God. He thought the name of the deli was the Blue Awning?
Yeah, and he was staring. He was right near the deli where we get the food.
Holy Jesus. Oh, my God.
Literally right next to it.
He is really stupid.
Hey, Eric, you know that I just want a medium coffee with some skim milk, right?
And 1 sugar, right?
Oh, thank you. Did he actually remember that?
Yep, I'll be up in 1 minute.
All right.
All right, thank you, Eric.
Bye.
Bye.
Is that him huffing and puffing as he's walking?
Yeah, I know. What's wrong with him?
I don't know what that is.
So he's walking away from a schoolyard with a little blood on his fingers.
We might have to give, like, Ricky a black box or a GPS system or something.
Yeah. Give him some kind of guidance system, a navigation system from a car. Let's strap it to his head.
Well, they have the handheld GPSs now, too.
Uh-huh.
Which I think is kind of a waste of time when you're kind of walking.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd be able to work the thing very well. If he thought the name of the place was the Blue Awning. Go to the deli. It's got the Blue Awning. You know, the Blue Awning.
Well, I see a deli that has a blue awning, but it's not called the Blue Awning.
Jesus.
You know, we ought to give him a work boot to the spine. Beat it, stupid.
Poor Ricky.
Have you seen the logo on the Pinnacle whacked out water bottles?
Yeah, it's my brother's WOW logo.
It totally is the logo.
Yeah, they completely ripped it off.
Wow.
Completely. The logo's up on whackbag.com and I don't know, everywhere. All the websites have it.
It's the sticker.
Yeah.
And they put it on the front of their bottles.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do have that copyright, right?
Yeah, my brother has it copywritten.
Little litigation there.
Yeah, well, it's kind of sad, too, because, you know, Pinnacle, they've been advertising with the show off and on for years.
Yeah.
And they just blatantly take our logo and throw it on some brand new water product they have.
Mm-hmm.
Whacked out water?
What?
What's wacky about it?
It's Zanerific, I guess. I don't know. Whacked out water. It's a caffeine drink or something.
You know, when we were at WNEW, we had a lot of people pitching some ridiculous products to us. And there was we would have to take these meetings upstairs before the show. And remember the time the guy came in with his water product, and basically he was claiming that he could get more oxygen and
the oxygen water
into his water.
That fad.
But isn't water like H2O? It's not H200 or H2O to the fourth power.
Yeah, we were asking if it was a different chemical composition.
Yeah, 'cause
no, what they do is like just aerate air through it. They just pump air through the water, bottle it, and say it's oxygenated water.
Yeah.
What a scam that is, and sell it for like 10 times the amount of regular water.
You know what's good if you want oxygen in water? You take a sip of water, then you go. There you go.
Yeah, we couldn't understand this whole concept.
What do you breathe it in?
But I guess they did. I don't know. I guess they did advertise with our show.
Yeah, there was a study done that showed that even if there was more oxygen in the water, like they had saturated the water with oxygen, that it really had no benefit when you ingest it by drinking it.
Yeah.
Oxygen really did nothing. What a scam. Oh, but there we were hawking it.
Oh, we hawked it all right.
I remember
we hawked and hawked and hawked.
That's a good wreck.
Wow, there's the wreck of the morning, Northern State Parkway in Woodbury.
Looks like somebody flipped over their car and hit an overpass on the Parkway.
Right.
Look, the lights are still on. I bet there's somebody still in there.
Probably.
That's like a brand new accident.
Probably someone's in there. Someone's.
Yeah, because there's no emergency people on the scene yet.
Wow, that's a crazy one. Anyway.
Yeah, that's your accident of the day.
Might have been some black ice, Anthony. Some black ice.
Got to watch the black ice.
Hey, speaking of black boxes, we were talking about, Ricky and the GPS
Yeah.
and all that. I was watching TV the other night, and have you heard about this new thing they got for concerned parents out there? Some kind of black box you put in your vehicle.
Yeah.
So when your teenager's driving around, you could kind of keep tabs on them.
You could tell where they are.
You could tell where they are. You could tell. You could get a whole readout of their ride to see when they were speeding and stuff.
Oh, it gives you all the vital stats.
Oh
of
man,
the car.
Right,
how fast they're going.
Right on the website. Like you can go to
Wow.
the website and you can see where Junior is, and then you can see then you punch a link or whatever, and it shows you how fast he's going, how fast he has gone.
Oh, really? So you could look at his whole night
Yeah, it's
of
a
being
whole
out and
it's
see
a whole
how fast
graph.
he was going, where
it's a whole
he's been.
graph. It's like, wow, he was going over 80 miles an hour during this stretch of a highway.
Wow.
And then supposedly there's some kind of thing you can punch in to set off an alarm in the car to warn your child, hey, I'm
Like,
watching
I'm
you
watching
and
you
you're
and you're
speeding.
going
What are
too
you
fast."
doing? And then I think it goes as far as shutting off the vehicle if you really want.
You could shut down the vehicle.
Shut down the vehicle from home while your teenager's driving around.
That is great.
Probably get a point where you could put a breathalyzer in there, and that can go back, so you can tell if they've been drinking. Wow. Yeah, that's technology for you. That's a little creepy, but...
Creepy. And how helpful that would have been at one point in my life. Jim, I know it looks like a girl, but it's not. Over. Thanks, Dad.
Camera in there.
Oh, Dad, thank you.
Just tell him you want to smell his breath.
Get out of my vehicle, you androgynous imposter.
That's pretty
Could have
good.
saved a world of hurt.
That's pretty good.
Man. I know as a teen growing up, that would have been very detrimental to me having fun. Because it was all about drinking, driving fast, being where you're not supposed to be, coming home late.
Smashing mailboxes with bats.
Yeah, or just your car. I used to just run the car into them. Or you go to the supermarket parking lots and grab the shopping cart and wheel that thing up to about 60 miles an hour out the window as you're holding on and let go of it. Who knows what it's hitting? Who cares?
Who cares? You're young and crazy.
The old days. Yeah. Young and crazy. Didn't have any of this computerized stuff to rat you out.
Right.
You're hanging out with two brothers, and one says, because there's a man walking shirtless down a road in the afternoon, and one says, hey, Stanley, let's get some hot oil and throw it on him. The guy wanted to leak motor oil out of the hot engine. It was 90 degrees into a parquet dish, like a butter thing, and throw it on the guy with no shirt. Let's throw hot oil on him, Stanley.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's real thinking.
Steve on Long Island, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Hey.
I saw that same report about the little black box for the cars.
Yeah.
Apparently what makes the alarm go off is when you reach a certain G-force.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you turn too hard or you accelerate too fast or stop too fast, it sets the alarm off.
Really?
Yeah, tell me how that doesn't make people go crazy when they're driving.
All right, thanks, Steve.
Punching out.
I would love to discuss it further, but I'm not good at G-force discussions.
No, not at all.
I couldn't even tell you what a G-force is officially.
G-force.
I know it makes your face look all weird if you're in too many G's.
I actually thought it was the place on the force that makes it come.
Eric from Colorado.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Eric?
Hey, that box you're talking about, one of the TV stations out here had a story last night that they have this for the cell phones now, where you can install it on your kid's cell phone and it will monitor it, and you can monitor them on your computer, and if they're doing something wrong, you can call them.
Wait, how does it monitor the cell phone?
It's a device. It's a special type of cell phone.
Yeah.
I only caught part of the story, but they were saying it's a special type of cell phone.
Yeah, it could tell where you are.
Everything your kid's doing at all times.
It could tell where you are. You again on a website
right, so
or
it's a
something.
little
You
GPS
could
thing.
pop it up and see where your slut daughter is. That's what it's made for.
Sure.
Come on, let's be real. It's not made for the guys that are going out. It's the slut daughter.
Yeah, why is she making a phone call on her back?
What is she doing? Where is she? She's at that guy's house she's not supposed to be at.
Yeah, let's say hi to Matt in Nevada. Cool. Matt, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, man.
Yeah, that black box, it's all part of the government scheme. They're doing all types of little things like that with the kids' backpacks, the cell phones, everything like that. In California, they want to make it law that every car has the black box.
They're already
So
coming
it's,
off the assembly line with them. We've talked about that
so it's
before.
just another way to
Let me
figure out what we're doing, when we're doing it, why we're doing it.
Let me ask you a question. I understand the Big Brother argument, and I don't want Big Brother looking at me, but I'm so sick of kids and parental nonsense. I think it's great if parents want to monitor their kids. Good. Stop asking the rest of society to do it. Like, if you can monitor your dumb, awful child from home, good. Why should the rest of us worry about it?
Yeah, that's true, but it goes deeper, and it's just going to get further and further into our personal life.
But here's the problem I have. What you're giving is like a slippery slope argument. And does that, like, because something can be abused, does that mean that it shouldn't be used? Like, technically, innocent people can go to jail. The jail can be abused, so should we not have jail just because it can be used to in an abusive way?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's going to become so regular and everyone's going to be okay with it that when it comes down hard on all of us, I mean, it's just going to seem normal.
Yeah, it doesn't really come down hard, though.
Yeah, what are they going to
Yeah,
find
no.
out, to
What are
be
they
very
gonna
honest with you? I mean, I'm not saying I want them in my life every 2 minutes. What can they possibly
They use them in
find
court
out?
cases, is what I was
Right.
reading. They take these black boxes, which are in cars already. A lot of the General Motors cars have them in there already. And if you have an accident and the airbag is deployed, they could look at how fast you were going, when you stepped on the brakes, things like that. And it could be used in court if somebody wants to argue that the accident didn't take place like you're saying it did.
That's great.
Yeah, that's fine. And with the kids, if you're under 18 years of age, you don't have any rights anyway.
Nope.
You're out in your car. Your parents absolutely have a right to know exactly where you are at any given moment. That's just the way it is. Once you get over that age, then it gets a little tricky as to who knows where you are at any given time.
That blows, though, dude. When we were under 18, you were sneaking out, doing the party thing.
It blows, you're right, but sorry, the future's here. They got the technology, the parents can use them. If they had that stuff when we were growing up, I'm sure that,
True.
people would have been pissed at it, but that's life.
Right.
You're going to have flying cars, but you won't be able to bang in them. Why? Because your stupid parents are looking at you.
We're never going to have
We'll
flying
never
cars.
have the flying car.
Not in our lifetime.
Probably not.
The stupid flying car. They've been talking about that. I've been reading Popular Mechanics and Popular Science for years, and they always have the cover picture, the flying car.
Dude.
And you go through it, you look how cool it would be. Never going to
Why
happen.
don't they just admit we're never going to have a flying car?
People can't
And how
drive
the hell-
regular cars.
How the hell are they going to organize flying cars
know.
in the air?
I've actually read something about that, and one thing would be
Yeah.
that your windshield or whatever, there'd be a computer readout, and it would kind of print out lines in front of you, and you just kind of follow them on your computer.
Follow them. People can't
Follow
work
them.
in 2 dimensions
Well, maybe-
on the street.
Right.
They're
Might-
going to start working in 3 dimensions.
Well, it might be automated, I'm saying. It might be...
automated.
Yeah.
There's just not going to be flying cars ever.
You know how many people hit other people
Right.
just going
I know.
Straight.
forward, backward, side to side? Imagine up and down.
Right.
Imagine you're flying your flying car, and some old asshole is coming up and just bangs into the bottom of your car, your flying car, hits the unit that's keeping you in the air.
Right.
Mechanical problems. You ever see that car on the side of the road as you're driving home and go, I wonder what happened to that guy? That would just be a flaming wreckage on the street because you'd fall out of the sky.
Just thousands and thousands of commuters coming from Long Island to Manhattan in their flying cars. Yeah, that'll
Flying
work.
cars.
That'll work.
Doing donuts in the flight path of the runways of airports. Some kid in his flying car. Flying car would be the most dangerous thing ever, ever, ever. Flying car,
Flying cars.
indeed.
I understand they have a flying car they're working on, but it works only like a Ted Kennedy model where it goes 10 feet and then just falls into the water. Wow, this is great. No, it's not.
Could you imagine Ricky in a flying car? See? You got to realize, it's not Einstein's driving around in these flying cars. Not everybody is going to have a flying car and be like, okay, I should be home soon. My vector is home. I'm near our home runway, and it's going to be what? What does this button do? You fall out of the sky on top of me. Great. Thank you. There's a reason there's not a flying car. I'm sure they have the technology somewhere for a flying car. I don't want to see it.
But wouldn't a flying car be called a airplane?
No.
No?
From what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's based on wings with air moving. It's some type of levitation device.
All right,
Like a Harrier jet.
I've seen these models and mock-ups. Do you see the one with the 4 engines on it that tilt like a Harrier? And it lifts you up and lets you go. And the guy that built this thing has one, and he won't fly it because he doesn't want to wreck it. Because he's only got one. That tells you something right there. He built it. Picture going into a showroom, some old idiot. Yeah, I'll take one. Oh, no thank you.
I'd love to have a flying car.
All right, let's say
Who wouldn't?
Peeking in windows.
Let's say hi to David in Orlando. David.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Picking up flying
Just so
trannies.
you guys know,
How you doing, Daddy? 18,000 feet.
David, go ahead.
every cell phone in the last 2 years has GPS on it. These fucking idiots think it's new technology. Every cell phone has that shit.
Doesn't have GPS.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. They can kind of
Promise
tell
you.
where. They could kind of
Every
tell.
phone Motorola
Hey, shithead!
put out in the last 2 years by national law.
It's not GPS, you idiot.
What is
Okay,
it
I'm
then?
an idiot, but
It tracks
also,
where you are based
you know,
on the
would've been
cell
great-
towers that are around you. You can kind of see where you are, but not to the accuracy that GPS has. Every phone has
still
GPS.
talking.
He's still talking. You idiot! Shut up, you fucking buffoon!
Hey, guys,
I
have a
hate
funny
you.
story for you.
You're a misinformed jack-off.
Yes.
I do have a funny story.
All right.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
all right, hold on.
Hold on. Let me buckle in.
Let's all strap in for David's funny story.
Oh.
Birthday boy, you ready for a funny story?
He hung up.
Of course he did.
What an ass. For years, you have been able to kind of zero in on certain phones where you are based on the cell towers. But it's not like GPS. Every phone has GPS. Indeed.
Well,
And
by-
everyone has a flying car.
By the national law, they have to.
They have to. Yeah, quoting more laws. We were talking about that last week. Everyone with their law. No, it's a law. Shut up.
Ryan in New Hampshire, what's up?
Hey, good morning, boys. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Excellent. Hey, I know Nextel has that tracking stuff because my company uses it to track us. So you got to shut the phone off if you want to go take a nap somewhere for a while.
Yeah, that's creepy. Workplace
Yeah.
is tracking you. They have the GPS in the cars. A lot of the car rental agencies too. When you're driving that, they could fine you for speeding. It's in the contracts. They know how fast you're going, and if they find out you were speeding, they can fine you. It's amazing.
Hey, you guys were talking about. Sorry. You guys were talking about the black boxes. We had a teenager that got into a big accident up here, killed a kid or two, and the local police pulled the black box out of the Jeep, and they're going to use the information from that as to whether or not they charge this kid with murder.
Yeah, and
fine.
most people don't even know it's in their cars.
Yep.
And look, I drive fast, all right, but it's like technically, if they can use something that can keep you from breaking the law, and I know I sound like a real goody two-shoes Republican, I don't mean it like that, but I mean legally the argument. How are you going to make the argument? I have the right to speed if you don't catch me. I mean, it's hard to find legal basis to make that argument on it, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Hey, Jimmy, I know tickets are selling out real quick for your stint up here in Boston in a couple of weeks. So.
Oh, April 8,
hoping to get
9,
down
yeah,
to
the
see
connection.
ya.
What's that, buddy?
Hoping to get down to see you in Boston.
Okay,
I
thank
know
you.
Tickets are going real fast.
Yeah, get tickets right away because Jim Norton's show at the Borgata sold in 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it went in like 4 hours.
It's sold out show for the Borgata.
Yeah, April 16th.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, punching out.
Thanks, Angel.
All right, Ricky's back in studio. Why is he just standing here?
Because he got lost going to the microphone.
You all right, Rick?
Nah, just once again screwed up.
You feeling a little bad about yourself? You okay?
It's just, I don't know. Today I came in, thinking I was gonna get everything right. I had everybody orders down and everything, and then
Something just keeps happening, doesn't it?
You can't even look at us.
I know.
I'm just too ashamed to look at y'all right now.
Oh, he's too ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. It's not a sexual issue. It's not like we walked in and caught you blowing Ben.
Again?
Yeah. Exactly. We understand you had to get the gig. It's all forgotten.
Oh, my.
You're not going to cry, are you?
You are really upset about this.
Looks like you might cry, Anthony.
That'll be all right.
Cry.
Wow.
Cry.
So you going to squirt? You going to squirt?
But
Wow.
It's okay, I guess.
Yeah, that's all right. I got my coffee finally.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Why do you think it happened this time? You see, instead of just being ashamed, and you got to assess the situation and kind of say, why did this happen this time? So you don't make that mistake again. So assess the situation. What happened?
I thought the name of the deli was actually the blue awning.
The blue awning.
Yeah.
So when you saw a deli that had a blue awning but a different name, that confused you.
Yeah.
No, I thought yeah.
Yeah.
Are you right now thinking, my God, was that a stupid thing to do?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. There's some people in the other room with their heads in their hands.
Poor Rick, I feel bad because a lot of time he's walking around and he's probably like, I'm not going to call in. I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to
make it through.
Yeah,
did you notice a lot of time was going by and you were probably thinking to yourself,
yeah,
they got to be talking about where I am.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the time like, oh crap, not
yeah,
again.
Getting a little shaken up inside, a little more nerves, and kind of threw you for a loop a little more.
You're kind of stupid.
That's not true, Opie.
Opie?
He's kind of stupid, though.
No, he isn't.
Yes.
There are certain things that happen that put you in situations that perhaps, you just didn't pick up on right away.
He's not good with directions. Some people are not good with directions.
Some people aren't.
No, I mean, it was in the right direction. It just didn't see the restaurant.
Dude, all he had to do was take one left and then another left.
Yeah.
Left,
trying to stick up for you.
Left.
Knock down his argument. Jesus.
Left, and then look for a blue awning. That was all he had to do. I would have to say you're a little slow.
Ooh, Jesus.
Just a little.
Don't say that.
It's not accurate. He's a good guy.
All right, Ricky.
Wow.
Okay.
We look forward to your next mess up, I guess. Makes for good radio.
Anticipation. Well,
there he goes.
If I was somebody right now, I would open a place up called the Blue Awning.
That's right.
So that way if anyone else gets confused, you get their overflow business.
I don't want to see him dejected.
Sorry, too late. That is one upset individual. He is really, really down on himself about that screw-up.
Right.
Because we have such a group of go-getters that can just, they're Johnny on the spots. You give them a little mission, they do it. It's not a problem. And he's had a couple of problems. This isn't the first time this has happened.
This goes back to childhood and the times where he would just be kind of sitting there in the woods by himself, kind of like Henry Fonda on Golden Pond when he went to pick strawberries.
I was
or blueberries.
Looking at the loon. I got lost. Poor old codger. Dopey old man hat.
With his fishing hat.
And he can't even get a rod to molest the blonde boy that's been spending the summer with him. He takes him out on the old boat.
Oh, my goodness.
That's another one of those movies that just makes me laugh really hard when I see it.
When he starts looking around and he realizes he's lost.
Up at the trees, they're so tall and scary.
So confusing. That must have been when it looked like blue awnings and buildings spinning around. I thought it was the blue awning. I was lost.
I saw that in the movies when I was 13. My friend Robert Levinson and his mom, I wanted to go see this 3D Parasite movie. But they made me go see on a Golden Pond, which I actually really love, though.
You did?
It's one of my favorite movies.
Did you love it then?
Why?
I was surprised I liked it.
Why do you like the movie so?
He's well acted. I mean, come on, Fonda and Hepburn. It was brilliant.
One of the worst replacement movies ever for me. I went to go see Alien in the movie theater, and it was full, so I had to go see Battlestar Galactica in the movie theater. What a trade-off. Oof.
My dad, I wanted to go see My Bodyguard, and I forget what black and white Woody Allen film he took me to, which I may enjoy now that I'm 36. But,
Yeah, as a kid?
Yeah, ask Sun-Yi if you can smell her breath. Thanks, Dad. It smells like lollipops. She's 3.
Yeah, kids, they're not really going for the Woody Allen movies.
I was not. It was a bad one, too. It might have been Stardust Memories. Someone could correct me. I think that may have been it.
Jesus.
And it was so bad. I was so disappointed. My dad actually took me to see the second half of My Bodyguard in another theater.
You sure it wasn't Zelig?
No. I think this is way before Zelig.
Oh, way before.
Yeah,
Zelig.
I was probably 13 or 14.
Oh, all right.
I went to go see Saturday Night Fever in the theater with my mom and my grandmother, and I was sitting right between the two of them. Talk about the most embarrassing movie moment ever. When what's her face there Annette is getting gangbanged in the back seat of that car. Oh, my God. You happy now? You're a cunt. And I'm sitting there, and my grandma is right next to me. Whoa. I was sweating profusely. Sweating. Like, I was embarrassed for 2 hours straight. Just horrible. Oh, it's bringing it all back. Sitting there, totally red, feet red. Grandma on the left, mommy on the right. Just watching Annette get gangbanged by John Travolta's buddies on the Verrazano Bridge. Why didn't you call me, Tony? Why didn't you call me? I don't know what's more embarrassing, that or the fact that I walked into the movie theater with the same platform shoes that loser that fell off the bridge was wearing. Horrible. Hey, Grandma, you ever get banged like that in a Model T? Comes out of the dancing place with a condom in her hand, just yearning for John Travolta's mog. Oh, yeah, thanks. Well, I'd almost forgotten that moment in life.
It's really a nice place you have.
It's
around high.
Puerto Ricans.
Take off your son. Take off the rest.
Annette, cigarette? Do we have to listen to any more of this?
Bend over.
What is that from? What is that?
Ben breathing normally?
Nigga, fuck me.
I can't do that.
Say. Nigga. Nigga. Fuck me hard.
Fuck me hard.
Nigga. Fuck me hard.
Nigga, fuck me hard.
Again.
Nigga, fuck me hard.
Again.
Nigga, fuck me hard. Nigga, fuck me hard. Nigga, fuck me hard. Nigga, fuck me hard. Nigga, fuck hard.
Wow. I don't think that was from Saturday Night Fever, but
that's exactly what that GPS in the car is for. Prevent awful,
of course,
against the Bible moments like that.
You sure don't want to hit the auto dial for your parents on that one, right? What is that? My little girl's phone? Let me answer this. Oh, then you got to hear that.
All right, well. And the funny thing is, sometimes you hear your friend say something. I had a similar problem. Like when you said I was sitting between my mother and my grandmother, I'm like, oh my God, I had the same problem.
Yeah.
Which finger do you smell first?
Oh. We have a clip from what, Eric? From Saturday Night Fever? All right, Derek's got a clip for us, Anthony.
Come on, get away!
You're such a fucking cock teaser, you know that?
You fucking call me no goddamn cock teaser!
You are a cock teaser. Why are you hanging around with me?
Dancing, that's why.
Oh, dancing, huh?
Dancing down the disco. Hey, Annette, I don't want to be your dancing partner no more. What a buffoon, Tony Manero.
It was the guy.
Yeah, that dialogue, and I'm sitting next to my grandmother. That was awful. Talking about cocks. Oh, looking over. Hey, Grandma, remember Grandpa's cock? What do you say? Horrible.
Did the guy who killed himself in that, whatever his name was, did he play Ralph Garcia in Fame? Is it the same guy I'm thinking of?
Ah, same type. I'm not sure if it was him.
I know he was in the movie. I don't know if it was the same guy.
You didn't call me, Tony. No, come on down from here.
Why did he kill himself? I don't remember.
He didn't really kill himself.
He fell?
He kind of fell. Yeah, he fell off the bridge.
Yeah, he was like.
Yeah, he was trying to be cool like the rest
He
of
was
the guys.
cool and he was stoned
You know,
and drunk or whatever.
Playing grab ass with each other on the Verrazano Narrows Bridge and jumping around and doing handstands. He was trying to be cool with his big platform shoes. And he was dancing. Like, Tony, I'm dancing. I'm dancing, Tony. Hey, he fell off the bridge.
Yeah, he fell.
And it was a lot of sorrow there. And Tony Manera gets over it in like 15 minutes.
Let's go to the cigars and scotch.
Oh.
Hey, they call me, my name's Ricky. I'm wet. It's cold like Brazil.
Hello. I'm at the blue awning. I'm at the blue awning now. I'm gonna cross the street. Where is the bagel place? Jim hates coffee. Jim doesn't want coffee. I'm gonna cross the street now.
We might as well play it.
I'm a little rascal. I'm a little rascal. He was really
because of this prank call. Whenever anyone around here needs coffee, we just go, Bill needs coffee.
Bill needs coffee.
Yeah, we can play this as we go to break.
Yeah, right.
Oh, crap.
What are you doing, Opie?
Oh, boy.
I just got to load it in over here.
There you are.
My name's Judy.
What's yours? I love this.
See, I told you.
I love this clip. I really love this. When we come back, Anthony, the author of the following email will be on our show. Mm-hmm. The email reads, I am sorry, but I think I'm still bisexual. I must admit, I do like it up the ass. I even have a strap-on now to find a chick to use it on me. We will be talking to that person next.
When are you going to read the email?
Cut it out, Ant.
Stop it.
All right, but first.
Alzheimer's Association, may I help you?
Hello? I had this number in my wallet. I don't know where I am.
You don't know where you are?
I had this number in my wallet.
You're lost?
I don't know. I'm at a phone booth.
Give me the phone number.
It's not on here.
There's no phone number on the phone?
Let me look. What phone?
You're calling from a phone. Is there a phone number there?
Yes, there is.
Could I have the phone number?
I believe it's the 8.
Hold on the phone. Can you hold on? Don't hang up.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Who's this?
This is Estelle. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Don't hang the phone up.
Hang up?
No, do not hang up. Hold on, please. Don't hang up. I'm going to put you on the phone with someone else. Hold on.
Hang up what?
No.
It's cold.
You're cold?
I'm colder, yes.
I know.
Cold like Brazil.
Do you know?
I believe I need a changing.
Stay on the phone.
I'm wet.
You're all wet?
Yeah, I'm wet.
Okay. Well, you just stay on the phone.
I need a changing and my nurse isn't here.
And do you know
I'm
the
gonna
phone
walk
number
across
where you are? Can you tell me the number?
I'm going to walk across the street now.
No, stay on the phone.
Who's this now?
My name is Judy. What's yours?
My name's Bill.
Bill. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Hi, Sam.
You sound a little lost.
Gonna walk across the street now.
You know what? I'd rather you didn't walk across the street because if you walk across the street, I can't talk to you.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Bill.
Hey. Hello.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. Are you still there?
Who is this, please?
This is Judy. Is this Bill?
Where's Sam?
Sam just went out to get some coffee.
I hate coffee.
Oh,
Sam knows I hate coffee.
Well, maybe he went to get you a Coke then. He said he was going out to get a drink.
There's cars now, a lot of cars. I'm gonna cross the street now.
You know what? If there are a lot of cars, you shouldn't be crossing the street.
All right, here I go.
I can't talk to you.
I think my home is across the street. Here I go.
Are you talking on the phone, Bill? Hello? Hello? Oh, we should have called the police while we had him. Wouldn't do any good. He's still here. Call the police. He probably was hit by the phone. He did not hang up. He put the phone down and walked. He dropped the phone. He did not hang up.
Oh, my God! Someone call an ambulance!
I told you.
This is horrible. My God, he looks awful. Jesus.
Who is this? Who am I speaking to, please?
Somebody call an ambulance! Help over here. I got hit!
All right, we're calling an ambulance. Can you give me the address?
He's a mess. I got hit! Someone call an ambulance! Don't touch him. Leave him down there.
Hello, can you tell me where you are?
It's too late. It's too late. This bad smeared all over the road.
Can you you tell me where you are?
It's too late unless you got a shovel.
All right, we'll get a shovel. Where are you?
It's too late.
It isn't too late.
You can't help anymore. Just bring a shovel.
Can you tell me where you are right now?
Disneyland.
In Disneyland. Can you tell me where in Disneyland?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
And the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. I'm okay now.
You're okay? You got all pulled yourself together again?
A car hit me and I feel fine now.
Oh, I'm so glad you
That's
feel
all
fine, Bill. You had me really worried.
That's all Bill needed was a little bumper.
Can you tell me where you are, Bill?
Jupiter.
On Jupiter.
Planet Jupiter.
Is there a street number or a name on planet Jupiter?
23 Jupiter.
23 Jupiter.
23.
Okay. Do you live there?
Send a cab.
I would happily send a cab if you tell me where to send it.
You tell him to make a right at Venus.
Right at Venus.
And it's Jupiter, 28 Jupiter.
28?
That's what I said.
Okay. And what are you doing there now?
Masturbating.
Oh, I see.
What is this?
All right, what's the problem?
Oh, boy.
What's the problem? What's the problem?
The Emperor is not happy with his coffee.
Oh, no. Are we going to have to break into
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
Coffee Diva. Look at that cup. What brand is on that cup?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste good. I don't like it.
Where do we get our coffee every day?
I like Starbucks.
And
I don't like supporting the savages that run most of these delis.
You're insane.
Yup.
You betcha. You might be right.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Hey, want to taste this?
Wow, that's really nice. Throw it against the wall.
I'm a diva.
I want Starbucks coffee.
You betcha.
Jim Norton. Coffee Diva.
I know Starbucks is a big world order type of thing.
At least they're not funding terrorism.
XM202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
Get ready for spring. Get your WOW stickers now, people. Unless you live in a nice warm climate, then you're enjoying the benefits of WOW. But send a self-addressed stamped envelope to us here in New York City, and we'll get you a WOW sticker. The address is on our website, opieandanthony.com. Yes, Anthony?
Has Ricky jumped off the Verrazano bridge yet?
Nah, I walked out there and calmed him down a little bit.
You did?
Yeah.
Weren't you the one saying?
Yeah. Should have called me, Than. I calmed him down a little bit.
Called me.
He's very sad. I'm like, dude, relax. Just enjoy yourself here.
Yeah, have fun.
You're going nowhere in the business, but at least you should enjoy your time here.
She loves the taste of communion wafers. Father.
Anyway.
I'm not a father anymore.
So what's going on with this guy? What's his name?
Shannon Burke.
Shannon Burke.
I've never heard that name on a man, but I'm sure it's all right. He's out of Orlando, and XM, I guess, has booted him off, and he's like blaming O&A.
Yeah, how are we involved with this guy?
Well, the latest news on us, we're getting off the premium channel, which is huge news for the Opie and Anthony program.
Yay!
We never wanted to be on the premium channel, but we knew XM was the place to be. And we chose to, accept what XM was going to give us, which was our show on a premium channel. But
we knew in the long run we'd be off of it.
Yeah, it was kind of like we had to do our time and prove to people that we weren't these quote shock jocks that the media likes to make us out to be.
We're not making any trouble.
So we did our time knowing all along that eventually they would probably take us off this premium channel.
Right.
As far as being on the premium channel, because a lot of people are trying to spin it all sorts of ways out there in the media, we did very, very well on the premium channel.
Yeah.
Extremely well. We did twice the numbers that XM wanted us to do, matter of fact.
Yeah, they had their little plan. I remember when we first started meeting with them, they had all kinds of studies and research done and estimates of how many people would sign up, and we broke those.
We doubled it.
Yeah.
Simple as that, we doubled it. By the end of the year, they wanted a certain amount that we're not even allowed to mention on the air for whatever reason. I don't know if it has something to do with the stock or what. I don't know. But there's a number that they wanted us to do. We doubled it. I swear to God we doubled it. So we did much better than anyone expected down there in Washington. So now they want to take it to the next level. And that's to get us off the premium channel, have us exposed to the entire XM Nation. Of course, not everyone on the XM Nation is going to listen to the program, but we're going to gain a lot of listeners because now we'll just be, available while you're just spinning around your unit there, right?
Right.
And then what happens is a bunch of those people are going to get hooked. That's why we call it spread the virus. It kind of just is this thing that happens. All of a sudden, you get hooked on the show. And then what do? If it's normal listening patterns, you turn your friends on to it. You're like, oh my God, you got to hear these guys. Never heard of them before, but they're on XM. They're Opie and Anthony.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Those people, if they don't have XM, will go out and buy XM because now they're curious. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. And that's how this show has always worked, and it's gonna be huge again. We know that. So it's huge news that we're getting off the premium. But assholes out there like to spin it another way.
And what makes me want to spit in somebody's face like this, because what's so annoying is they know better. It's like when you're taking off the premium channel, that's XM's way of going, all right, you two are not going to self-destruct. Because, again, they were afraid that there's going to be all this shit that causes you to self-destruct. You're not going to self-destruct. We're putting you at, you're kind of one of the staple shows of the entire network. Why? How can anybody think that's negative?
Yeah.
What do you think XM's going to make more money on? $2 a month? Or by raising everything and having a certain advertising possibly, you fucking idiot, and you know better. You local yokel.
Right.
Fucking one market wonder.
So this guy in Orlando, Shannon Burke, I guess he was heard on XM, and they're taking him off XM because, quite frankly, there's not enough room. XM only has a certain amount of channels, so they got rid of Liquid Metal, unfortunately, which was a great station, but they had no choice, because they just don't have room for everything they want to throw, on the service.
And they look at the channels that if they have to replace something, if they're putting in a new show, they look at the channels, and what do you think they do? Do they take a channel that's really popular and eliminate that to add something new? Or do they take a channel that maybe not that many people are listening to and take it off? I would tend to think it's the latter. I think they do their research, find out, they're not going to take the 80s station off the air and put something on there because a lot of people listen to it. But someone like Shannon Burke's show is completely expendable because no one was listening to this. This is the first I've ever heard of this guy. And it's not that old radio gag where you say you never heard of the guy. I've never heard of this guy.
And that's why he's being dumped, because they have to make room for other people that have bigger names in the business. That's
Which is
simple as that.
Everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And as far as us being failures, because I think he says that either on his show or in an email or something.
Did he mean professionally or in life?
Huh? Well, I'm a failure in my personal life. I openly admit that. but as far as a radio guy, I've done quite well, and we'll continue doing quite well, and we'll be here. Mm-hmm. Here's a little fact for Shannon and everyone else out there. If we're such a disaster, XM has the choice to get rid of us in about 3 or 4 months. So we'll just see what happens, Shannon, if we're really a failure, or if they're going to pick up the rest of our contract, okay? We'll just have to wait and see on that.
Won't we?
Won't we? So here's Shannon talking on a show. He's all depressed because XM is just getting rid of him.
They're booting him. He's fat and they're trimming him.
Bye.
Here's Ray in Virginia. Ray, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Shannon?
What's happening, brother?
Hey, first-time caller. I got up about 6 months ago. I was in Florida. I heard you guys about the XM.
Excellent.
Came Christmas last year. I bought 10 trucks. I bought each one an XM radio. Now, I heard yesterday you guys after the 28th, you guys ain't going to be there anymore?
Yeah, you'll be entertained by the fabulous Tony Kornheimer, whatever his name is, and it's Kornheimer Sports Show or something like that, and then the great G. Gordon Liddy.
Let me stop right there. Tony and G. Gordon Liddy are two radio personalities that have a much bigger following than Shannon Burke, and that's why this is happening.
Shannon Burke. If you had an audience, you'd still be there. They would have taken off a show that had less of an audience than you did. It's just the way it works. No one was listening to you. Jack off.
How embarrassing is that, though, to be on XM and then just to have like a couple of new guys come along and they just kind of kick you off.
Ugh.
Beat it, stupid.
Well, they have bigger followings. That's how it works in the business. And that's how it's going to continue to work. And when we get off the premium, I think we're even going to expand our channel. It's not going to be us all day long. I think we're going to try to try to do some other things in some of the other time slots.
Oh, maybe Shannon can come on.
No, Shannon's not on our list, unfortunately, no.
Shannon.
There's a whole list of people we want to be involved in this channel.
But what about
that
Shannon?
have a much bigger following than Shannon.
I don't know about that.
Shannon's a self-important loser who thinks he's got a lot more listeners than he does.
Yeah. Yeah, after I heard that, I called customer service, and I told them to cancel my service. I got one more month with them. I got 10 radios working on 10 big trucks, 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
So after next month, if you guys don't come out anymore, I got 10 radios that are going to be canceled.
All right, let me tell you something about radio. You know, Anthony and I have a huge, faithful audience.
Mm.
The reality is this guy will continue listening to XM Satellite Radio.
Of course he will. Of course he will.
Continue listening to XM Satellite Radio.
Cancel my 10 radios.
Yeah, he's going to go out and cancel his 10 radios because he can't hear the Shannon Burke show anymore.
Burke show.
And then he's going to do what? Eat the actual physical units? What are you going to do, just look at them in the truck like dinosaurs? They're not going to work anymore, you asshole? You're not canceling XM.
Of course you're not.
And if you do, who cares? Drunk drive into a pole.
Yeah,
Nobody cares about you and your shitty fleet of trucks.
The guy's being very dramatic, but the reality is he's not going to be canceling because one show is being, kicked off the service.
What a tool. I'll hit them in their pocketbooks, Shannon.
Right.
Yuck.
You know how many people listen to us, but they also listen to a bunch of other things on XM Satellite Radio? You know, so if we were gone, I think it would take us being gone and then maybe like 3 or 4 of their favorite, other channels to be gone, and then they would finally go, you know what? Hey, this isn't what, I got, it's not the same.
Yeah.
As when I got to XM to begin with. So I'm going to cancel.
You'd still listen.
You still listen. We're not that important.
Format.
One show's not that important.
I don't know about that.
Shannon Burke is, obviously. He's important.
$9.99.
Oh, sorry.
He's so important that he was completely expendable and thrown off the platform.
A month, that's about $1,200 a year.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Ray. And thanks for the support, man. All we can do is just, call XM, be nice to them, and they'll, there's a chance they might move us somewhere else.
That'll work.
Yeah, I tried that for about 2 weeks, but after I heard that yesterday, just wanted to call in and see if the other drivers want to do something like that.
And here's the deal. I think at this point I've heard enough people say it. And I think the deal is they have another service available during the time the show is on, and it's a premium channel that a couple other guys are on.
Now he's talking about yours truly, Opie and Anthony.
Here comes the bitter.
Can I just say that I do hope Eric Logan is listening, because if you are, man, I just want you to be careful, because this guy has got a trucker with 10 trucks who might be canceling the service. You may want to reconsider, because I know it sounds like Shannon Burke is groveling and begging and saying call customer service and be nice to them, and maybe they'll put us somewhere else. Gee whiz. They are putting you somewhere else, off the platform. Back in Orlando, motherfucker. That's where they're putting you. Back in the one market you started in.
Yeah, it's good to be big in one market.
Sure it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But you pretty much failed on a national platform, and that's why you're gone. Face reality.
Very popular at the Magic home games, aren't you, stupid? That's the guy from the Shannon Burke show. Who? I talk in my radio voice, and I'm on a national platform. Call them, beg, grovel, and say please, and threaten to cancel your
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the Orlando Magic basketball game, let's hear it for Shannon Burke as he throws some T-shirts out into the audience.
People are looking around going, who's she?
Shannon? Who? What?
Shannon Burke? That chick?
All right, well, he starts talking about us and this premium channel.
Yeah. Because the deal is they have another service available during the time the show is on, and it's a premium channel that a couple other guys are on, and nobody's signing up for it because they're just too entertained by this show.
All right, listen.
All right, okay, that's really good.
I'm sick of people. You want to attack us, that's fine, but why don't you base it on some form of reality? The reality is, and if you do work for XM Satellite Radio, Shannon, or did, I think you're finally gone, you would know that the channel has been very, very successful for the company, you asshole.
He knows that, dude. Bottom line is, he's getting the boot, he's begging his listeners, and bottom line is this, you have to explain, if you catch your wife sleeping with somebody else, you have to explain why she's doing that. You can't just go, I'm a failure in bed.
Right.
So you have to blame her. Well, she wanted the guy with the bigger dick. You can't say that, so you have to make an excuse. Here's
Make
the
an
bottom
excuse.
line. You know the deal, stupid. No one cares about your show. And sorry, you failed.
I like how he's trying to say that we don't have listeners because they're all listening to him. Is that what? That's what he was saying.
Oh, really?
They're
yeah,
too entertained
listen to
by
that.
his program.
They're too-
I'll go back.
Yeah, listen. He's actually saying that we are failing here because he's got so many listeners. They're so entertained by him that they're not coming over to us. This is that self-important ass who is being kicked off. He's been kicked off because he doesn't have listeners.
I think at this point, I've heard enough people say it, and I think the deal is they have another service available during the time this show is on, and it's a premium channel that a couple other guys are on, and nobody's signing up for it because they're just too entertained by this show. So what I think they're
Too
doing...
entertained by this show.
Wait. So they're not signing up for Opie and Anthony because they're too entertained by him.
Yeah.
So what they want to do is get rid of him, and then people will sign up for you, but then they take you off the premium channel, so even by getting rid of him, no one's going to sign. What the fuck are you talking about, stupid? Do you understand this is why they're kicking you off? Because you stink. You don't know what you're talking about.
This is why Anthony and I do not hang out with other radio guys. Because they're all full of
like
shit.
this. They're all like Shannon Burke.
Except for like Scott Farrell and
Ron
Ron
and
and Fez. And honestly, Sean Hannity has been a stand-up guy through our whole career.
But
Don
Shannon
Imus has been
Burke-
cool to us, you know. But in general, these guys are all just full of themselves.
There's a premium service that everyone is avoiding because they're enjoying my show, so they're going to take me off and then cancel the premium service and then cancel. So what they're doing is they're losing premium service revenue. They're keeping you two losers, and they're kicking off this hot commodity. Smart move by XM. What a jizz bucket.
And this guy is just begging for his job back.
Oh,
Please be respectful when contacting XM. Remember, we're trying to stay on XM.
What was it, Shannon Burke? Does anyone know his website? We'll give you a plug, Shannon. The biggest plug you've ever gotten you'll get right now. Do you know his plug, Hawk?
Shannon.wtks.com.
Wait, Shannon.wtks.com. And maybe listeners can email Shannon and be supportive of
please
his plight.
Be respectful when
Be
you
respectful.
go on the website. Remember, he's a tool.
Army attack. Anthony, the rest of his little commentary.
By this show. So what I think they're doing is trying to bore the crap out of you with every other talk programming on XM. So you'll be forced to pay the premium money to get the premium channel.
So,
Yeah, but the other guys, they're all washed up. I used to hear them when I used to go to New York.
They are.
There.
They are. XM missed the boat with them. But, hey, I appreciate the support, Ray, and hopefully you'll hear us again.
So the guy, wait, we're washed up?
we're employed here at XM under contract, doing very well. You're fired from XM.
But we're washed up.
We're washed up.
Did you read the email he got? What was this guy, Red Sox fan from Whackbag or something?
Yeah.
I guess sent Shannon an email. It probably wasn't pleasant, but the response he got, you have it?
Oh, yes. Yes. This is Shannon's email reply.
Email reply.
You sound like... And he can't write, I guess. You sound like whiny little pussy. Man up, you little crybaby.
I bet he says it on a show a lot 'cause
Yeah.
he's like a biker.
Come on, man up.
Man up. That's probably like one of his catchphrases.
Man up.
And the Democrats said, man up, Democrats, man up.
And everyone claps because it's a catchphrase.
I hear he's like a real conservative. He's probably one of those brass tacks guys, meat
Right.
and potatoes. Yuck.
Man up, you little crybaby. Email me back when you have the #1 rated show in any market. Yeah, because everybody that emails him should have a radio show.
I guess he's #1 in Orlando. It's pretty impressive.
Is he? Is he?
Don't know. I don't know if he is, but I do think that at the Orlando Magic game it must be, like Ope said, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Burke.
O&A are shitty. Are shitty XM failures who can't bring enough subs for a premium channel. Oh, hold on to your hats. Don't be an asshole. Wow.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Dopey and asshole. I swear his originality ought to get him rehired. I've never heard that.
I gotta say, because Opie rhymes with dopey, and
Right.
asshole and Anthony both start with
an A. That's a good one.
SB, that's Shannon Burke. That also stands for Stop Begging. You're thrown off, motherfucker. Take the link off your website.
Yeah, like it always works when you beg to get your job back and try to get your listeners to email the station. That trick always works, doesn't it? It's a desperate move from a loser.
We didn't fail as a premium channel.
He knows that.
You know, there's another thing that was brought into consideration here as far as the direction of our show. When Howard signed with Sirius, XM had to rethink things, don't you think? You idiot.
And this was XM, I think, my opinion is it was XM's way of saying, yes, you guys are the counterbalance to that move. Yeah, that's a real insult. That's a real failure.
Yeah.
Dope.
Shannon Burke. Dopey and asshole do not have hardly any audience anymore. Oh, my God.
Dude, you're in New York. I mean, so what? You're on in L.A. and D.C. and Philadelphia. Or I should just say every market in the entire country.
Yeah.
But you don't have Orlando in the palm of your hand like he does.
Well. By the way, I was never nationally syndicated, you idiot. I was simulcast on XM. That's not syndication. But I wouldn't expect an O&A moron like you to understand. Your pal, he sounds like your pal,
Oh, he's
Shannon.
crazy. But the funny thing is he's really mad at the guy for writing the email and assuming that he was once successful.
Yeah.
I was never nationally syndicated, you idiot. I've always been a one-market zero.
I've always been a failure.
Way to
Get it
explain
right next
yourself.
time.
God damn it, I've never had the talent to be interesting in more than one market, and apparently not even one.
That's
dope.
The premium channel.
Yeah, but the other guys, they're all washed up. I used to hear them when I used to go to New York.
They are.
There.
They are. XM missed the boat with them, but hey, I appreciate the support, Ray, and hopefully you'll hear us again.
And he has a link on his website, or at least he had it, with emails to XM, and it says, please be respectful when contacting XM. Remember, and he spells remember without the, it's R-E-M-E-B, so it's remember, you dumb stuffy-nosed idiot.
Remember.
We're trying to stay on XM. So the XM failures are now still on XM, and the XM success, who I was never nationally syndicated, you idiot, has been kicked off. You're a double-talking ass.
Let's see what kind of job our non-existent audience. How many did he say?
I don't know.
Like, no listeners. Let's see how our non-existent audience feels about that. Let them email and go to his website and check it out.
And be supportive of this guy. He's trying to
Yeah.
stay on XM.
All right. Well, instead of hearing Shannon Burke on Extreme 152, XM 152, you get to hear the Monsters of the Morning, Tony Kornheiser, who's very, very talented, G. Gordon Liddy, the Phillips Files Show, I guess. I never heard of him. The Phil Hendry Show, very talented guy.
Hey, what channel was that?
And the David Lawrence Show. Those are all the talk shows that beat out Shannon Burke.
So is Monsters of the Midday still on?
They're on 152, I guess, when we're on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so. All right.
There you go.
Well, we have to take another break. And we'll talk to this person that sent this email. Where's that email again?
What's the email say?
About being bisexual?
Like you wanting someone to strap a dildo on?
Yeah.
Did he spell remember wrong in it?
Oh, he spelled everything wrong.
Oh.
Remember. Remember.
Do you have that email? 'Cause
Which one?
I ripped mine up.
Whoops.
Whoops-a-daisy.
We.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
After the break, the return of Wheelchair Fred.
On the phone. Wow.
It is a natural impulse to grab and squeeze the breasts. No shit.
It's real soft. Almost like pudding.
Yes. The hard piece of ass.
Quite a handful. Yeah.
The nipples are so sensitive that a mere tweak between finger and thumb will give a perfectly good result.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
In case you didn't know.
XM 202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Way to go, Shannon. Way to go. Not only are we not failures, we're going to decide who joins High Voltage in the coming months. Way to go. Smart move, asshole.
I hear he's a conservative, too. That may have been interesting. Dope.
Anyway, Anthony, we got an email here from Wheelchair Fred. You want to describe Wheelchair Fred to the new audience?
Wow.
That is growing every single day, Anthony.
We met Wheelchair Fred when we were doing our time up there in Massachusetts. And he's confined to a wheelchair. He was put in a wheelchair because of a motorcycle accident. Screwed up his legs, not his spine. So, still has feeling and everything like that. His legs were just so mangled, they, slapped him back together, and he's got to roll around in a wheelchair. His voice also got screwed up. He got, hit in the throat with something. And so his voice is screwed up, and he speaks with a slurred kind of... You can't even understand half of what he's saying unless you're really around him for a while. And he became a friend of the show. He never got laid. After the accident, I guess, it's very hard for this guy to get laid because he comes off like he's kind of retarded.
Yeah, a lot of people think he has a brain injury.
But he's not.
It's just that his voice box got completely crushed in this accident.
And he's in the wheelchair, and, he's screwed
And he's not
up.
paralyzed. He's in this wheelchair, but he's not paralyzed. The sad part about it is I think he had no insurance when he had his motorcycle accident, so he never got fixed right.
Yeah, they just kind of slapped him back together.
And now it's kind of too late to try to get those mangled legs working again. So he's in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not getting laid and all that.
Not getting laid, so there was some speculation that he might have gone to the other team just to kind of release himself. Picking up some guys.
Yeah, at the corner store or whatever that was.
And he said it's not because he's gay. He's just horny.
Or desperate.
He's desperate. He just had to get laid.
Kind of like going to prison, I guess.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we left him.
Right. So he wrote us an email that says, I'm sorry, but I think I'm still bisexual. I must admit I do like it up the ass. I even have a strap-on. I guess he uses the strap-on on himself, Anthony.
Ooh.
Now, to find a chick to use it on me, that's his dream. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's say hi to Wheelchair Fred. Freddie.
Fred.
Yeah, what's your felt a long time?
It's been a long time, Fred.
Yeah, how you doing?
We're doing pretty well, Fred.
I hear you cook big time on the radio.
Yeah.
Wait, I used to be able to speak Wheelchair Fred, or interpret Wheelchair Fred.
Yeah, go for it.
Are you listening to us on XM Satellite Radio?
No, I'm not.
You can't afford that.
Oh, you can't afford it, huh?
Yeah, you got it.
So what have you been up to, Fred?
Pretty much thinking I'll be frustrated after a hard dog.
What?
Wait, say it again?
I'm still a hard dog.
Oh, he's still a horn dog.
Okay.
All right.
With no luck, I haven't had a girl since the last century.
You haven't had a girl since the last century?
Ah, that's funny.
Since like 1999 or so, huh?
Exactly 99 September 9,000 laid.
Whoa. When was the last time you got laid?
September 99.
September 99. And what was his name?
No, that was the chick.
That was the chick, that was a girl. A guy was...
That was the last time he got laid, but someone has laid him since then.
Fred, what was her name?
I
Was
don't
it Julie?
remember.
You don't remember her name?
No.
Just some...
She was heavy broad.
A fat broad?
Yeah, but that don't matter.
How did he pick up a girl though? I'm fascinated.
I knew her from earlier in life. And she called me and met at the bar, and she said, "Come home with me."
All right, called up,
and
met at the bar,
one thing led to another.
Came home with him, and one thing led to another, and you wound up having sex. Who made the first move? Oh, I guess she had to. He's in a wheelchair.
What?
Yeah, how did it go down, Fred?
Yeah, how did it happen? Who made the first move?
I guess I did.
Would you fall out of the chair?
No. I'm quite good at the chair. I'm pretty familiar with this chair.
I heard
You guys know me, I go anywhere in this chair.
Oh, you go anywhere in the chair.
Yeah, don't you smell anything?
So you got laid in September of '99.
Yeah.
And then since then, what's been happening with your sex life?
I've gotten in trouble. I got arrested once.
You got arrested for what?
For getting angry and going off on the driver of the ride.
Wait, you were driving a car?
No, on the ride, which is a taxi service.
All right, so you were in a taxi, and what happened? You
For
didn't...
handicap.
A handicapped taxi?
The driver was an a-hole.
Wait, the driver was an a-hole?
Yeah.
Why was he an a-hole?
It was 105 degrees outside. You were dropping down, which is like a half mile from my house.
He dropped you off somewhere far from your house.
He wouldn't drop me off somewhere else.
And so how are the cops called?
I left off the guy who got scared.
What?
I left off the guy who got scared.
You lift off the guy got scared?
Yeah.
I don't understand what that means.
You took off?
I cursed the guy out and he got scared.
Oh, you cursed the guy out and the guy got scared and called the cops?
Yeah.
And you didn't pay your fare?
No, I paid. The problem was him.
You paid your fare, but he didn't drop you off where you wanted to be dropped off, so you cursed him out. He got scared and called the cops, right?
You got it.
So what did you get arrested for?
I believe God was afraid I would get physical with him.
What?
God was afraid I would get physical on his ass.
He was afraid that you were going to get physical on his ass?
Yeah.
You're in a wheelchair.
What could you do in a wheelchair?
You'd be surprised I did quite a bit of his wheelchair.
He was going to have anal sex with him because he's so
My
horny.
upper body's quite strong.
Oh, all right. He's got like that retard strength because he's been in a wheelchair, Anthony, so his upper body strength is really strong.
That's one thing I have to say. Society is very cruel to me.
Society's very cruel to you?
Yeah, because they don't realize my problem. It's physical, not mental.
It's physical, not mental. Why don't you scream, "I'm not an animal," so society understands?
I'm an animal.
I'm not an animal.
That's what I said.
Say it again.
I'm not an animal.
Wait, I gotta go to the phone. The new. Hold on, Fred. The new listeners are just freaking out. They don't. Mike in Florida, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Did you have to be an old listener to the show to understand what this guy's saying?
You pick up on how he talks after a while.
Yeah, you kind of get used to it.
All I got out of that was I'm not an animal, and it's hilarious as hell, though.
All right, well, we're interpreting for him, though. Hang in there. Hang in there, because we're going to start talking about his gay sex experiences.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Hey.
All right, so you got arrested, Fred, for yelling at this cabbie. Nothing ended up happening, though, right?
Nothing.
What?
The guy was just a wimp.
The what is a wimp?
The guy was
a wimp.
Oh, the guy was a wimp. You could have taken him in a fight, right?
Yeah, I'll take you if you want.
No.
No, that's okay.
No
Fred.
fighting.
So
now, Fred, where are you living these days?
I still live in the same place.
The same place? Oh, that same little shithole.
I used to have to drive him home after he was on our show at AF. What a pain in the ass that was.
He always needed a lift.
Had to like somehow try to lift him up into my car, then then get the wheelchair in the back,
Oh.
and then I would drop him off. Then he would beg for money. It was awful. Fred, you were an awful friend, I gotta tell you.
Speak up, I can hardly hear you.
Speak up?
Yeah, talk louder. Loud, please.
All right, listen. So you gotta tell the gay story again, or have you had more gay sex since we last talked to you?
I have had any sex in a few years.
All right, so no sex in a few years, but what happened with Wheelchair Fred, he couldn't get women anymore. He was very desperate, so he decided, what the hell, I'll try to get laid by a guy. Right, Fred?
Yeah, you got it.
And how did you accomplish that? Did you
first time when I met this guy from the radio.
Wait, you met a guy from the radio?
He heard me on your show, and he met me in Georgia once, and was just like, hey, I'm horny, are you horny?
Wait a minute. All right, so you were on our radio show. I got that much. And one of our listeners heard you on the show, and he was horny, and he asked if you were horny?
Yeah.
But what, you guys were talking online or something?
No, we met at the deli by my house.
Met by the deli. Was that the deli called the Green Awning or the Blue Awning?
No.
Green Awning. What the hell am I thinking?
Someone wants us to come up with a parody song called What Said Fred instead of Right Said Fred. Wait, Fred, how did you guys hook up, though? I know it was at the deli, but did we give your phone number out or something?
No, I wish you would now.
He was just at the deli, I guess. You started saying something, and the guy recognized your voice?
Oh, he recognized your voice while you were at the deli, like Aunt just said. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys started talking, and who said they were horny first?
I don't know. That was years ago.
It was years ago, but somehow or another, you guys started talking about how horny you both were, right?
Yeah.
All right, so then walk us through it. Then what happened?
Roll us through it.
Then the guy came over.
The guy came over your house? Would you invite him over?
Yeah.
So, and how much, was that the same day as the meeting at the deli?
Yeah.
So you went right back to your place?
Yes.
Wow, sexy.
Yum.
Did he push you?
No.
Oh, yeah, he did. Did you push back?
I'm a hard dog.
All right, so you were just really horny, but you claim, and to this day, you're just a straight guy, but you wanted action, so the guy's horny at the deli. He pushes you back to your place, right?
Yeah.
All right, then you're in your place, then what happens?
I don't remember one thing I'll do another.
One thing led to another, but now who made the first move there?
Yeah, did you turn on your stereo? Did you offer him a drink?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
You gotta remember. It's your first gay experience.
You don't have to remember.
It was so long ago. It was like 6 years ago.
He's been trying to black it out of his memory bank since then.
Did you actually kiss?
No, I've never kissed a guy.
Oh, well, then everything's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
all right, so you don't remember what you really, what led to it, but then what happened?
We played one another and had intercourse anally.
Yeah, I had intercourse anally.
Yeah.
Did he do you or did you do him?
He did me. I'll tell you, got to try one day. Get a strap off your girl and tell you on you.
What?
Get a strap on and tell your girl to use it on you.
Get a strap on and tell your girl to use it on you.
Be surprised you'll enjoy it.
You'll be surprised you'll enjoy it?
Yeah, it's rather good feeling.
Fred, when you had another man's dick up your ass, what were you thinking?
I was thinking that's the whole problem. I wasn't thinking.
You weren't thinking.
You were just enjoying?
Did what I had to do.
Did the guy give you the reach around?
What do you mean reach around?
As he was banging you, did he reach around with his hand and take care of you?
No.
No? How did you take care of yourself? You were in this. You were going gay to just get the sex. How did you finish off?
Probably my own hand.
Probably with your own hand.
Jesus, the guy didn't even give you a handy?
And how did he prop you up? Because your legs don't work.
I was on my knees.
You're on your knees, bent all the way over?
Doggy style.
Doggy style. Were you on your bed or just on the floor?
I was on the floor on the couch.
Doggy that had been hit by a car style.
I think the guy just tipped the chair and then just mounted him while he was face first in a rug.
Yeah, I think this was called rape.
All right, well, so you're so you were on the floor on your knees as he's going to town?
Yeah.
Did he last a long time?
I don't remember.
Did he use a rubber or was it bareback?
Of course he used rubber.
Of course? Why would you say of course? Like everyone gets to this situation, then of course you use rubber.
Huh?
I'm horny, I'm not stupid.
He's horny, but he's not stupid.
I got you, Fred. I got
I
you.
don't use rubber, male or female.
He uses rubbers, male or female?
Yeah.
Something like that? Okay.
Oh, did he use any kind of lube, Fred, or did he just drive it home?
Of course.
What kind of lube? Did he make you use your mouth to wetten it?
No, KY.
KY?
Was there any oral sex, Fred?
No.
No, huh?
So what did he say? He just said, drop your pants, I'm going to just...
No, we were just hanging out for the number.
Just hanging out.
We were just hanging out, one thing to another.
Well, how does one thing lead to another?
Yeah.
You know, it's not. You don't just go from hanging out to having another man inside you.
Yeah, I hang out with Anthony and Jim, and it's never one thing leads
It's not
to
like,
another.
and then yada, yada, yada.
Right.
I got a dick in my ass.
A bunch of firemen show up, you know?
You guys married back then, so you didn't have the urge.
What?
You guys were married back then.
We were married back then?
Are you
were
saying...
married. You did have the urge.
He's kind of right, because I was married. I know how it is to get a big dick up my ass. So I certainly do. Jesus.
Oh.
Wow, Fred. All right. And then did the guy just say, take care?
He came back 2 other times.
Oh, he came back. He liked that ass.
You must have had a nice A.
Ah.
He liked your A.
Yeah.
This guy had a sick fetish. He's banging a freaking...
Ugh, bed sores on the hiney, sitting in the chair all day. He probably just walked out. He probably just zip his pants up while he's still face first in a pillow and his pants down.
Feces all over the place because he can't wipe right.
Wipe his dick on the doily and just leave him there, face first in a rug.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Fred, how humiliated did you feel after he left and you were still on the floor naked?
I just humiliated.
What?
I felt fine.
Oh, you felt fine.
Felt fine. Fred, did he? You never got taken care of though? Like he never took care of you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I never shot my load.
He never shot his load.
So unless you take care of yourself, all you're really getting is dicked up the ass.
True, but there's a certain feeling when you get dicked up the ass.
I bet there is. It's called a certain feeling.
Can I get serious for a moment?
Yes, you can get serious for a moment, sure.
Can I get serious for a moment?
Sure. Yes, you can, Fred.
Society in general is very cruel to us handicapped people.
Hold on. We gotta play some music for you, Fred. Hold on a minute, because you want to get serious for the audience, right?
Yeah, I guess
All right,
so.
hold on. Anthony's got some music.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Go ahead, Fred.
Society in general is very cruel to us handicapped people.
And?
That it?
That's about it. That's all I got to say.
I thought you were good.
And happy birthday to my son.
Happy birthday to your son.
Friday he'll be 20.
Friday he'll be 20.
Let's hope he's listening. I'm sure he's proud.
His name is Thomas Seaman.
Thomas.
That's good. Give his name away so his friends can go, we heard your dad on the radio.
Talking about getting dicked in the ass.
Yeah, what the heck?
What the heck? Happy birthday to Wheelchair Fred's son, Tom.
I can't believe I got a 20-year-old boy already.
20-year-old boy. Oh, you're talking about your son.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about your latest conquest.
No, I don't even look that way.
So, Fred, you like things in your ass, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Does that make you gay, you think?
No.
Having a man have sex with your butt isn't gay.
Oh, I've got no sexual attraction towards a man.
What did he say?
What was that?
I've got no sexual attraction towards a man.
He's got no sexual attraction towards men.
Oh, all right.
But you let one have sex with you.
A few times.
Yeah, that's being a horn dog.
Because you're a horn dog.
Yeah.
All right. Now, you also said in the email that, let's see, that you own a strap-on yourself, right?
Yeah.
And you use it on yourself?
Occasion.
What do you say?
Occasion.
On occasion.
On occasion. But how do you make that work?
How do you work?
Why don't you just use your bedpost?
Whoa.
It's anchored nice.
Jesus.
You realistically could.
What?
You realistically could.
Wow, I cannot.
And what if I could or something?
Oh.
You realistically could.
I was off.
You really?
You realistically.
You realistically?
Good.
Could.
You realistically could use the bedpost?
Oh.
Yeah.
You're pretty stretched out these days, Fred. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so.
All right, but how do you use the strap-on?
Like a dildo.
Oh, so you just grab it in your hand and go to town with it.
Yeah, you do what you have to do.
You do what you have to do.
You don't have to do that, Fred.
Yeah.
And then you remember about, I guess it was like 8 years ago, you guys hooked me up with a ride and the guy happens to be gay. He's become a good friend of mine.
What?
We've never played with one another, but he's still a good friend of mine.
Who's still a good friend?
This guy you guys introduced me to on the radio.
Oh, okay. We introduced you. Yeah, we try to help Fred out when we were up there. We introduced you to a few people, and one of those guys is still one of your friends.
Yes, my friend, he's the best friend in the state.
Has he had sex with your butt?
No, he's gay. And proud to be gay, but we have no sexual attraction towards one another.
He is gay, but you have no sexual attraction towards each other.
I got you. Okay. All right. Well, Fred, a great appearance on the brand new show here on XM Satellite Radio.
Wow.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to get off your chest?
I just want you to listen, though. I need action.
He needs action.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
So call Jim.
You want me to give out your email account so you can maybe get action?
Yeah.
All right. What is your email account? If people can figure it out, they'll write you.
Should I say on the radio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Let me figure.
No one will understand it anyway.
It's Wheeler.
Wheeler?
Wheeler Derp.
What? I got it.
The AOL.com.
What is it again?
Wheeler Derp.
I got it.
What is it, Ope?
Wheeler Durf.
Wheeler Durf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a Durf?
Fred backwards?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, clever, Fred.
Oh, thank you.
You're very clever.
At what?
At AOL.com.
Ah.
What's the matter? Was Wheeler Gaff taken?
I didn't know that.
Wheeler Durf. Wow.
All right, I hope our listeners will be kind to you, and I seriously mean that, because Fred could use some pen pals.
Yeah. We got to get we should really send Fred, I mean this, to a brothel where sex is legal.
I need action.
Wheelchair Fred needs action. Do you still get it up, Fred?
No, I got nothing in years.
Wait, you haven't gotten it up in years?
I get up easily.
Oh, he gets up easily.
Okay.
All right, he just
hasn't had sex.
He hasn't been able to use it.
Good thought that I'm riding high.
Why don't we get you like a blow-up doll or something? Ugh. So you can stay away from that man sex.
He seems to like the man sex.
Yeah, Fred, you definitely like the man sex, even though you're not gay.
Fred, would you like an attractive girl to put a strap-on on and put it in your hiney?
Yeah.
No, there's no beating around the bush with Fred.
No, Fred is
Old
very,
Durf is a straight shooter.
Very horny.
All right.
Well, this way.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going for anyone man unless there's a girl present.
You don't want to get a girl pregnant?
I'll go with no more men unless there's a girl present.
No more men unless there's a girl present.
I got it.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
All right, it's a new rule. It's not gay if you're getting fucked in the ass. If there's a girl going, go Fred. Go Fred.
As long as there's a girl there, yeah.
Along the way.
All right, Fred, I think we're going to be doing a live broadcast from Boston, I don't know, down the road a little bit. We should have details on that. If that happens, we want you to come by and say hi to everybody, all right?
All right, sounds good. Just email me.
Huh?
Just have to email me.
All right, people will email you, I'm sure. Excuse me, I'm sure. All right, Durf.
Okay, bud.
All right, wheelchair.
Bye, Fred.
There he goes, Wheelchair
Durf.
Fred.
The horn dog.
You're a horn dog, and one more time, I'm not an animal.
I'm an animal.
All right, Fred, thanks.
Okay.
Bye.
Very good.
Bye.
Thanks for your help.
All right.
My sound machine's turned off.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Opie.
What?
Hans machine was
I'm
off.
sorry.
No.
Megan, what's up?
I'm very glad that your booker finally got you a better guest than Bernie Getz.
Oh.
Yeah,
That was awful. That was horrible.
Yeah, we love Fred, though.
All you could hear was him drooling. How can you love that little should have been aborted?
No, he got an accident. He's not retarded. He had an accident.
We've seen pictures of Fred. He used to be one of these tough biker dudes.
Biker guy.
Really
And
tough.
see what happened?
I think he was riding his motorcycle without a helmet or something and got into just a horrific accident.
Really bad.
Because I think an old guy, matter of fact, cut him off or something.
Yeah,
it
real
was like
bad
a really tragic, awful thing.
Laughing.
It's actually kind of funny.
Heartless twat.
You gotta love him.
Love you too, honey.
Thank you.
All right, punch it out.
Bye.
All right. Well, family tragedy. Jack Nicklaus. What happened? What happened? Anyone know?
Kid drowned.
One of his
how
kids
old is his
drowned?
kid?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, young or like an adult, you don't know?
Baby.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's awful.
That stinks.
All right, why don't we take a break, Anthony?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk to the dude that runs Fark.com
Yes,
next.
Drew.
And then we got Laszlo outside the studio. He's going to talk about some tech stuff.
What?
What's that?
Why are you gargling?
No reason.
I don't get it.
Why are you just gargling?
I don't get it.
I don't know. We just had a little news story. Figured I'd
Oh,
contribute.
my God, dude.
Look at Ben. He shakes his head disgusted.
Yeah, that's not cool, man.
What?
What the hell?
I think it's very funny.
It was Whip 'em Out Wednesday, so I flashed some guy on the Long Island Expressway. He was involved in a 7-car pileup. There was blood and carnage everywhere. But my tits looked great.
Please, wow responsibly. A public service announcement of the Opie and Anthony Show.
XM202.
I'm eating a muffin. Who brought this, Eric?
My parents set it up for my birthday.
Oh,
isn't that nice?
That's sweet. What nice parents. So everybody's out there getting food, of course, from these long breaks that we get. It's so easy to run out, grab something to eat, take a leak, whatever you got to do. What did you get, Opie? A bagel half with some cream cheese on it? Mm-mm. Scrumptiddlyicious. I got a little muffin.
Dude, didn't we just break?
Yeah.
All right.
You know, there's entire threads on message boards about us eating on the air.
Well,
entire threads, pages long, about us eating. Some people say they don't want to hear us eating on the air. Some people say it's okay. They understand our plight.
I don't want to eat on the air, but, you know, try to go 4 hours without eating and see what happens to you.
If you're Jim, try go 15 minutes.
All right.
Not distracting. We can still do a radio show. Just give
Yeah.
us some longer breaks.
Right.
Not a big deal. Well, your mic wasn't turned on, so I have no idea what you said.
I kept plowing through. I don't care.
Just say it. I heard it, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, listen.
Huh?
Anthony, you check out that fark.com, right?
Yeah. I go in there a lot. I love the Photoshop thing. Every day they present a couple of pictures. You download the picture, and then you Photoshop it in a humorous fashion, and then upload it back up there, and people comment on it.
Well, there's a lot going on with that website, right? FARK.com.
A lot of news. They got the goofy stories of the day. And then I'm trying to read a few right now. Kobe Bryant reaches settlement in civil trial, agrees to drop off money at the back door. I don't know who writes these clever titles to their stories.
I guess that case is over, by the way. The civil case is complete with Kobe Bryant. And the accuser there, she's already married and pregnant or something like that?
Yeah, saw the picture of her. Mm-hmm.
Ah, she's a great catch, huh? Let's go to Drew Curtis. Hey, Drew, how are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Good, pretty good. We're in the middle of eating and doing a radio show and talking to you. It's nuts. It's insane in here.
It's a mess. Now, you were on, of course, Fark.com.
Yep, that's right.
How long ago did you start it?
I started it about 6 years ago. I was basically sending weird stories out to friends of mine and decided they were getting kind of annoyed by it, so I decided to start a website instead and told them about it, and it just kind of took off from there.
That's something how successful websites get started. It always starts with just some guy screwing around with the computer. You're getting some goofy stories together, sending them off to friends, and then all of a sudden you figured you'd consolidate them on one site?
Yeah, pretty much. It's kind of funny. A friend of mine says that you wouldn't actually believe that a case for a website like Fark would actually work, except that it did.
Yeah. How many hits a day would you say you get?
We're getting about 1.7 million right now.
1.7 million hits a day. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. That's about right up there with like the New York Daily News and the Chicago Sun-Times.
Yeah. And what else, besides the stories every day, what else do you got on Fark?
Well, like you guys were talking earlier, we've got the Photoshop contest. We've also branched out a little bit and doing some audio edit for people who do a little bit of sound mixing, and have lately been testing a video edit contest where people take their camcorders out and try to make new endings to crappy movies or commercials for strange products, etc. It's been working pretty well.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get in on one of those. I love the Photoshop thing. They got some really funny people that contribute to that.
I am absolutely amazed by that, actually. I was contacted by somebody who was an administrator at a community college, I'm guessing, up in Ohio, who was saying that rather than, when he's teaching Photoshop to his students, rather than assign homework, he goes ahead and tells them to enter the contest and see if they can win.
It's a great way to practice up on your Photoshop skills. And you also have, what is it? I see a lot of chicks on your site. I see, like, personals. What the hell is that about?
Well, essentially, we have there's an interesting person on the internet that you run into, usually female, called the internet attention whore.
Yeah, internet attention whore.
Yeah, and they're basically the ones that are running around going, look at me, look at me. Well, we have a lot of those on FARC, not surprisingly, and we decided to go ahead and set up a little area where they could hang out, and so that's the main thing there. The strange thing about the women on FARC is there aren't a lot of them. I'd say it's about 20% of the readers.
Yeah.
But the amusing thing about it is that they're all hot. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
Now that's nice. At least you're getting the hot ones.
Yeah, we have FARC parties pretty regularly. I'd say probably there's one going on somewhere every week. And in general, the ones that have been showing up are just absolutely smoking. And you wouldn't think that would be the case for an internet site, but, you know, hey, whatever. I can't explain it, but I'll go with it.
Yeah, they got these parties that go on. Now, they announce them on the site, and it'll just be like some bar down in Texas, and people get together down there?
Yeah, exactly. What'll happen is there'll be somebody in a particular city that'll want to set one up, and basically we just help them out by putting the announcement out and letting everybody know what's going on. One of the more amusing parties I heard about was, well, actually there's two. One was we held one in London, England, when David Blaine was doing that stunt to hang out in that box for however long it was, like, 50 days in a row or whatever.
Yeah.
And we had a whole bunch of people show up and laser pointer him all at once. I actually got video of it. It's hilarious.
Laser pointer. A bunch of tools.
Should have thrown rocks at the box.
Yeah, or other things, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how scared he was for his own life. He was really just annoying. No one's actually going to kill the guy.
Yeah, who cares about David Blaine?
Seriously.
Jesus Christ. Who writes the little comments about the stories? Because those are really funny.
Yeah, about 3/4 of them are sent in by the people that actually submit the link. Like, for example, the one you were just reading, the Kobe Bryant one, that was actually submitted by the readers, so we went ahead and posted that. The other 25% I either tweak or I edit and write myself.
See, the guy understands the concept of letting we let the listeners, but you, the contributors, let them do the funny, and you could just sit back and reap the profits.
They're so much funnier than I am. It's just hard not to.
You're making money off of this thing? You gotta be, right?
A little bit, actually. Basically, it's been more to pay the bills, but I've been stockpiling everything away to try to help fund our first lawsuit protection fund.
Yeah, that's got to be coming, right?
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I get about a thread a week over Photoshop contests, and so I figure it's a matter of time before somebody gets fired and decides to take it out on us.
There was a lot of excitement on FARC about the naming of the Fleet Center.
Yeah, that's right. We went ahead and purchased a day. It was actually Monday.
Yeah,
we managed to snag it off of eBay for the low price of $2,500. That sounds low or high to some people, but the price for the first one that was sold went for $35,000 to, of course, Golden Palace Casino.
Yeah. What did you guys decide on?
After the first one I submitted to him was the Fark.com Duke Suck Center. They rejected that in about 5 minutes.
Sure.
The second one we submitted was the Fark.com UFIA Arena, which stands for Unsolicited Finger and Anus. Unfortunately, they have Google, and they figured out what that was real quick. So of course, they shot that down.
That's good.
Very funny.
But the one we finally went to was Boston Garden.
Boston Garden, huh?
Yeah, I had a suspicion that might not get picked up too, because I wondered how much of a flack those guys had gotten. I don't know if any of them were still around from back in the day when they named it the Fleet Center in the first place. But
yeah. I heard somebody wanted to name it like the Derek Jeter Center, and
yeah, that was supposed to happen yesterday. What happened was that they had a long talk with the guy and finally convinced him to call it something else, and they actually named it a Boston Garden also.
A lot of people talk about from what I was reading, a lot of people don't like the politics of FARC. A lot of they say the political commentary is a little left.
Well, what's funny is it actually goes both directions. We try to keep it so we can mix the articles up, mainly because I actually hate politics. I kind of fall right down the middle. I find most politicians to be self-centered and be a bunch of jackasses. So it's really hard to get behind people that are like that. So what we try to do is we try to, we'll bash Bush one day and then we'll praise him the next, or sometimes actually in the same day we'll do it.
Yeah, I notice on a lot of the Photoshop things there's always a George Bush picture in there just being pummeled.
Yeah, it just depends on who you're getting on the particular day. We took a survey of our readers, and it turns out that the political bent is a perfect bell curve. We've got equal numbers of extreme liberals and conservatives, and kind of topping out right in the middle, which is really kind of unusual. You don't see that very often on the internet.
Hey, you put a lot of stories up here. What's like the most memorable of these weird stories that come from all over the world that you can remember recently?
One of the most memorable, just for the pure humor value of it, this cracked me up. It was right after 9/11, and surprisingly, it was the only thing funny that happened for that entire week. But there was some jackass out in Malaysia, I think it was, had tried to print up a poster in support of Osama bin Laden. And what he had done, somebody figured out later on, is he punched in Osama bin Laden into Google and just printed the first 20 pictures that came out.
Yeah.
One of the pictures that he printed out was from a site called Bert is Evil, which is a website that no longer exists because after this happened, they got a lot of flack where they're kind of implying that, Bert from Sesame Street is actually evil, and they've got pictures with him with Hitler and, all these other guys. And one of the pictures they had printed out was him sitting next to Osama bin Laden. It was absolutely hilarious.
And weren't there some fanatics that were supporting bin Laden actually holding these signs up with?
Yeah, they were like waving them around, and you see Osama bin Laden sitting next to Bert, and it was just totally ludicrous.
I remember that.
What was that story I saw yesterday about the girl? There was some sex play with a gun involved?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the article danced around the specifics because,
but you kind of
print
knew.
media and all that. But, it looks like they were basically messing around with a handgun during, quote, bizarre bedroom activities.
He was screwing her with the barrel of the gun, it sounded like.
It went off?
And it went off, and she got shot in the vagina.
God. That'll happen, I mean.
Yeah, she actually lived through it, I guess. And, last I heard, I don't know if they do many follow-up stories on these things. But,
well, can you imagine you're going to high school, and, that's you for the rest of your life. You'll be back at the 10-year reunion. It's a girl that got shot in the hoo-ha.
It's old bullet snatch.
And everyone knows the decent thing to do is pull out and shoot at the face.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they probably should have. It said it was with her 23-year-old boyfriend. That's scary enough right there.
And how old was she?
She was 17.
Boy, you're in a lot of trouble when you're caught shooting a 17-year-old in the vagina.
Is this a story? Teacher arrested for having sex with a 2-year-old in backseat?
Yeah, that actually is a little bit of a misleading headline. The teacher is actually having sex with one of their students, not that this makes it any better.
Oh, okay, with a 2-year-old in the backseat.
But what's even better was the 2-year-old in the backseat was videotaping it.
I'm going to go to Dugout Doug here. Dugout Doug, what's up?
Well, I don't know. Thanks, Anthony, for stealing my question about the Fleet Center.
Okay.
But I'll go ahead and I'll ask Drew, whenever you have guys like you that run these websites that are so popular, what kind of web surfing do you do?
I actually don't do a whole lot of it because the number of submissions that comes in every day is usually tops 2,000. So I don't ever have to wander around very much at all. It's about all I can do to keep up with the queue. That being said, though, there's a few sites I check out every day, and one of them's like the Smoking Gun.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of Homestar Runner, which is that's just a little bizarre, evil, caveat of mine.
I definitely find your site more entertaining than like a Drudge or something where you go there for the headlines, and occasionally you'll get some goofy fun headline on Drudge. But for the most part, I've been going to your site a lot more.
Yeah, we're trying to skew everything towards comedy rather than towards one political ideology or another. Because I'd rather laugh than talk about politics any day.
Do you guys have a lot of audio up there on that site too?
Not too much actually, but we're getting more and more. Like I said, we've got the audio editing contest, and those are coming on stronger and stronger as time goes on.
You know what else is good? You guys, any new video that comes in, some of this outrageous video like the Pizza Punch one, it ends up on your site, and it's a good place to get that. New video that's out. You've seen that one, obviously, right? The guy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And speaking of the video, there's one I've actually got queued up for later this morning. It's a guy shooting not a non-semi-automatic handgun, just a regular single action, 8 times in 2.9 seconds.
Wow.
At 6 different targets.
Regular Bernie Getz. Yeah.
Did you notice that a lot of your traffic? Because I heard a lot of it was filtered from eatabullet.com. Like a lot of the people.
You whore.
That's what I heard.
That's absolutely
what a
true.
plug whore.
Plug whore.
That's what I heard.
Plug whore.
Hey, do you guys show are you guys show stuff like Ogrish does, or do you not get as graphic?
No, we don't actually. Then that's just sort of the way I like to run the site. It depends on what it is, though. If it's something that we just absolutely can't avoid whatsoever, like a good example, we ran an article last week where there was a car chase out in St. Louis where the guy flipped over several times and got thrown out of the car.
Yeah. That was great.
And normally I'll try to avoid that, but what will eventually happen is if we keep on getting the same article submitted over and over and over again, there's obviously some kind of a demand for it, so we'll end up running it then.
Imagine being on the road that guy completely jumped a highway in this SUV.
Yeah, when he went off, he flew through the air, like the entire car flew through the air, like several hundred feet, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane.
It was really some piece
was
of
nuts.
video. Hits the ground, rolls, and he just flies out of the thing and smashes on the ground very hard.
It lands on him, right?
It almost did. It
Yeah,
didn't quite
almost.
roll over him, but he died anyway.
And I found myself watching it going, come on, roll. Oh, little anticlimactic. You wanted it to kind of roll on top of him. But, yeah, he died anyway, so.
Yeah, so it's all the same.
Hey, how about the video of the guy leaning out the car and getting his face smashed against the bumper? We've heard those stories about that one.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Did that guy we've heard he died, we've heard he lived.
I heard he died.
Wow, yeah, see, I heard he lived.
We heard he lived.
Actually had an interview
So
with
I'm
him
not saying
on
I'm
some
right,
website.
but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard both stories. I want to know what happened.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. I love those little videos like that, especially the ones where people are doing stupid things. Like, I've got one where this guy's standing up on top of his car driving by leaning down through the window, and he ends up wrecking it into a tree.
Oh, I saw that when he's trying to drive from outside his vehicle.
Yeah, it's great.
And it heads toward the tree, and he can't turn it in time.
God bless him. I'm sure all these videos are from Florida. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, a bunch of morons.
Hey, do you have the news reporter stepping in grapes and then falling out on her fat face and not being able to breathe?
Yes, I saved that one. That's a keeper.
I can't get enough of that one.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
That's one of my favorite videos of all time.
Mine, too.
Well, Drew...
that and horse gag.
Remember horse
Let's
gag?
not forget horse gag.
Or as I like to call it, lucky girl.
You ever seen horse gag?
No, I haven't.
Oh, my
that's a
God.
great
That was
one.
one of those video clips when all this was first starting, 5, 6, 7 years ago?
Bestiality.
Yeah, where that video clip was emailed to everybody.
Well, see, there's why. Yeah, because I tell people if anything happened in the last 6 years, I've seen it. Otherwise, not so likely.
You should go old school and find horse gag.
Yeah.
Old school video clip.
Yeah, it's really hot.
Well, I know, Drew, from reading reading FARC, there were some people that were a little leery about you coming on our program. But I want to thank you for coming on, and I think it was painless, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. I loved it. It was great.
Why did they want him on our show?
Who was leery?
Well, some people are like, O&A, it's going to, degenerate into something. Like, they assume that everybody we get on, we treat like...
shit.
Like we treated Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley or something.
Or the dude from Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, or numerous other people.
Well, I guess
Ed Asner.
Or Ed Asner, right.
Or Bernie Getz. Or, yeah, all right, I get it.
I see their point now.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Drew, I love the site, and I am Opant on it, O-P-A-N-T, and I'm always on the Photoshop thing, brushing up on my Photoshop skills.
And who's Toxic Bunny as we go to break here?
Oh, who knows? I've got no idea.
Oh, all right. It says, in my bedroom, you'll find everything except my floor.
Ooh. I guess she's
All
a messy
right,
girl.
that's good. Yeah,
Whatever that means.
I actually don't recognize most of the readers because we've got almost 250,000 registered accounts right now. So
it's in the FARC personals.
Oh, very good. Yeah, no, I haven't the slightest idea.
Are they free? The FARC personals?
What's that?
Are the FARC personals free?
They are. They're free to look at. They're not free to talk to. It's some weird little contrived thing that we've got working with a third-party organization. But yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Rolling in the cash. Rolling in the cash on that FARC.
All right. Well, thank you, Drew.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
We greatly appreciate it. It's FARC.com, FARK.com. If you've never checked it out, it's a lot of fun.
Thanks, Drew.
Very cool. Take care.
All right. There he goes, Drew from FARC.com.
Sure. I enjoy the site. Funny.
That's a lot of traffic. 1.7 million hits a day.
A lot of people go there. The site's definitely got a buzz.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've never been to it, but I've heard it's good.
Speaking of websites, ourfoundrymusic.com does quite well, Anthony.
You know how defensive Steve gets. He comes right in.
Yeah. My
The problem with FARC is...
What about my site?
I didn't...
Whoa.
Oh, what did I just do?
What are you doing? Ripping the mic up. Take it easy.
Sorry. When did it start doing
that? Having to have it a pipe. Take it easy.
Whoops.
Steve, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
That's right.
We love Whip 'em Out Wednesday. You get a wow on your car, and the girls, if they feel like it, they'll flash their boobs. It's been happening for 7-8 years now.
That's
We
right.
got the wow bumper stickers. You can get one by sending a self-addressed stamped envelope to us here in New York. The address to send the self-addressed stamped envelope is on our website, opiandanthony.com. But we're taking it to the next level, aren't we, Steve?
That's right. We had a section on the website for the last couple of years called Wow Me. And the problem is the website got so big over the last couple of years that those pictures kind of got buried. And what they were was just anonymous shots usually sent in by ladies with usually across their chest and their naked chest, sometimes with the faces, sometimes without. And we would put them up and share them with everybody. And Jeff and I were under the impression that I think these were getting lost. So we created a brand new website called RateMyWow.com.
Rate My Wow.
That's right. I mean, basically, it's just a collection of boob shots, but we thought that was a little boring, so we had to think of one little extra thing to...
little catch, sure.
Yeah, a little catch. So we took all those Wow Me shots, slapped them up on this RateMyWow.com, and now you can look at them, and it's just boobs. People can submit as many as they want, and you can vote on them, and the highest rated ones appear, and, that's it. It's just...
And you could get to RateMyWow.com through Foundry Music.
OpieandAnthony.com.
Everything's linked, right?
Everything's linked up.
Steve's smart that way. Everything's linked up here and there.
Right.
So that went online this morning?
Went online this morning. Not all the pictures are up. I think there's about 400 that we have to go through.
Wow.
And, that we just haven't gotten through. I think we got through maybe 100 of them last night.
So in the coming weeks, it's going to become huge.
Yeah.
And then you sit there at home and you just check out all these girls, their boobs, and you rate their boobs.
I mean, and I think it was a good move because within like 5 minutes of it going live, we got 3 new pictures. So.
Are there any girls with big nips there, or big areolas?
Yes, tons.
I love big areolas, man. I love that.
You like it to look like a moose's nose.
God,
they're just.
Dude, you remember the Voyeur bus incident? The girl.
We know who you loved on that one.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my God,
that was horrific.
Her. Dude,
that
she's one of the sexiest girls ever.
Absolutely not.
It's all in the eye of the beholder, bro.
Absolutely all in the eye of the beholder.
That horrified me.
Everyone else was like, "Oh, she could possibly have the worst tits ever."
I loved them.
I thought they were tumors. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
No,
it was
they would have broken their honey jars.
A big tumor, a big long tube is what they were. They were like bananas with the nip. It wasn't really a nip. It was just a brown spot on the end of her.
Like a yarmulke.
Right.
A brown breast yarmulke.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to suckle them and make baby noises.
You know what it looked like? Remember Carvel used to have chocolate bonnets? It was a vanilla cone, and they would dip it in chocolate. That's what her tit looked like.
That was
this
problem,
brown
too.
nipple with these pointy things.
I'm more into the slow fade myself.
I like them too.
But I mean, it looks like you dipped your boobs in chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup, a chocolate bonnet, and they had cherry bonnets too. It's cherry syrup.
Oh, that's funny.
I loved Carvel.
But I also like little A or B cup breasts with those big, thick, fat nipples. I love those too.
What a freak show.
It's not. I love that, man. It's hot.
Normal nips.
I like them too, but I mean like A or B cups with those little, like the nipples that almost get thicker as they go away from the body. You ever see those? They're like buttons.
Oh,
big, thick, rubbery.
They're all puffy.
Oh, you mean the diameter closest to the boob is thinner?
Not much, but a little bit.
And then it gets puffy.
Yeah, big fat.
As it works its way
thick
outwards.
nips.
Right. All right, well, so
type of nipple a frog could sit on.
RateMyWow.com, a brand new website from Steve.
Old toadstool tip.
That's right, yeah.
All right, very good.
You guys get more hits than Fark or no?
No, they blow us away.
Fark's huge.
I'm asking him. Steve does good traffic.
No, I mean,
it does.
Yeah, it does decent, but Fark just blows us out of the water.
Well, Fark has Photoshop stuff.
Fark's on a
That's
daily
right,
basis
Jim.
gets a lot of hits. We have our moments where we really get up there.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's easy to remember Fart.com, FoundryMusic.com. Half the people don't even know how to spell Foundry.
Dude, Fark is probably the easiest site ever to navigate. Look, there's a story. Click, I'm there.
Hey, boom.
But I will tell you this: Fark people don't stay that. People stay on Fark for not to slag them, but if you look at the average use of a website, generally it's 3 to 5 minutes. People are on Foundry for upwards of 20 minutes.
Because they're trying to figure out how to use
ratings for websites.
He's
telling you. Spinning it.
Yeah. That's right. I'm spinning it.
Spinning the rating.
Well, they say there are 2.5 computers for every single hit. Really, Steve Lowe?
They're there for 20 minutes because they're trapped inside the thing and they're trying to find their way back out.
It's all scientific.
Click to download, but not here. What the fuck does this mean?
Smart ass.
Oh, God.
That's why. All right. Mike, what's going on?
Just this morning, about 10 minutes ago, I'm driving on the 5 freeway through L.A., and a red big rig truck with kind of an older lady driving it just saw the WOW sticker on the back of my car, or my car, and she whipped her tits out, and these had to be the ugliest tits I've ever seen in my life. Kind of like dog-eared. Looked like she spilled coffee on a white shirt. Disgusting.
That's
hey, Jimmy, when are you coming to L.A.?
It'll be a little while, but I go out to L.A. a little more often. I'm actually starting to like it out there, and I never thought I would, but I'm actually enjoying my last few trips.
Yeah, L.A.'s fun.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm really starting to like L.A.
We'll be back sooner than later, but that's funny. But you know what, Mike, it kind of put a smile on your face, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, she's got to be listening right now. It was like a red, I don't know, Peterbilt, Kenworth, whatever. I was driving like a cream-colored Escalade. She's got to hear right now. Sorry about your tips, but, you know, driving through, maybe you can stop by and get some surgery or something. And, hey, Jimmy, maybe you can call Voss. He can put in a good word for you and get you out here earlier.
Well, Voss was out there doing the Oscars, so, yeah, maybe Voss could help me out, hook me up a little bit.
Important man in
All
the
right.
industry.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, guys.
There you go.
I'm nice to hear there's rows going on in L.A., though. I like that.
No,
Yeah, as soon as you can.
Yeah, it's slowly but surely growing all across the country now.
You all right there, Ope?
Not really.
Somebody pat Oates back, please.
No, it's all right. It's all right. All right, we got Laszlo. He's going to come in and say hi to us. And,
Yeah.
And we got other things. What you brought a lot of audio in today. Any of this stuff worth playing, Steve?
Forgot what I brought in. Hold on a second. The story about the chick that got killed in Lower East Side is pretty. You know, actually, it's kind of infuriating when you hear the story.
It is really infuriating.
Yeah, you want to
Goddamn
explain?
lawyers.
We should play this here.
Yeah, it's the. You heard the story. I think it made it national.
Oh yeah.
It's one of those stories that really get you pissed off. Actress girl
Nicole
and her fiance, they were hanging out with friends, and they leave a bar about 3 in the morning or so, walk outside, and a group of thugs, group of savage animals, come out of nowhere and attempt to rob them. The actress girl there, what was her name?
Nicole.
Nicole
Dufresne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She does something really stupid. It's not her fault, obviously, that she's dead, but, you know, she did something stupid. She's mouthing off to the guy that had the gun. The guy shot her. You know, shoots her right in the chest, leaves her there to die. And now they're all scrambling, ratting each other out, trying to make deals. And they're actually saying that Nicole had pushed the guy with the gun, and he slipped in the snow, and the gun went off. What bullshit that is. And I hope that it's not a jury of equal savages that would buy this story and let them go.
I would like to know. I understand there's been an awful history, a lot of times of white on black crime, and certain crimes are hate crimes. I just want to know, when is the last time a black on white crime was called a hate crime? When? I'm sure it's happened.
Never.
I've never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know, when has that ever happened? I'm sure someone has an example. I'd like to know when. Obviously, you know, Mumia is not considered a hate crime because that's an older one. This one won't be. Reginald Denny wasn't called a hate crime. When is it considered a hate crime? If it's not white cops beating a black guy, then it's a hate crime.
There's just a disproportionate amount of violence in the black community that, unless it's taken care of and even addressed by a black leadership, there's just going to be underlying prejudice.
Interesting that Jimmy should say that, because when you listen to this clip, you know, the reasoning that one of the suspects gives for why she got into a fight with Nicole is exactly that. Is she hated the fact that she was having such a good time.
Well, let's listen to this.
Well, it's not really a hate crime. I mean, it's like racially. I'm saying a racially based hate crime.
Let's listen to this.
Indictments tonight against 4 teenagers in connection with the murder of the young New York actress Nicole Dufresne. And now one of the teens says she started the confrontation that led to Miss Dufresne's shooting because the actress and her friends were, quoting now, looked happy. Eyewitness News reporter Jim Dolan on the Lower East Side for us tonight with the story.
I deserve some happiness.
Looked happy.
Why ain't I happy? Ugh.
Same as that pig in the pizza place.
Kill them. Yep. Just kill them.
His fat hog bitch girlfriend is getting in a brawl, and he has to go over there and belt some guy in the face. It's ridiculous.
Same as this.
It is the same as this. Just ridiculous.
Any girl
Kill
that
them.
she should be hung upside down by her ankles and have her throat cut like a lamb.
There you go.
Jim?
Even before all this, Bill, the murder of Nicole Dufresne seemed like a cold-blooded affair, but we never knew how infantile its origin, nor how casually a young life was taken that night. But tonight, we get a first-hand account from 2 of those who admit being there the night it happened.
No respect
One
for
of
life.
whom admits starting it all because Nicole and her boyfriend seemed so happy.
Yeah. Look at those happy
Add
white
to
people.
the mountain of evidence that includes surveillance tape of the suspects, a shocking, bizarre statement from one of those accused in the murder of 28-year-old actress Nicole Dufresne, gunned down last month during what seemed like a robbery attempt at the time, but looks now far more strange. One of the suspects, 18-year-old Ashley Evans, says her friends were making fun of her that night because she never got into fights. To silence them, she says, she vowed to punch the next person they saw on the street. We then seen, Evans says in her statement, Nicole and her fiancé and the other couple. They were extremely happy, she says, so that made me even angrier. Why it made her angry, she does not explain in the statement, but she goes on to describe how Ms. Dufresne resisted the robbery even after they had her purse. Nicole then bumped into me in a fierce rage to assault Rudy. Rudy being 19-year-old alleged gunman Rudy Fleming. She pushed him twice, shouting, "You got what you wanted," she says in the statement. He pushed her off as if to warn her. She came at him again, Evans says, pushing him, causing his foot to get caught in the snow, and that, she says, is when the gun went off.
Right. Oh, well, okay, let him go. Let him go. I'm sure he'll be a productive member of society after you let him go. Well, obviously it's her fault. She's pushing this guy, this poor kid, this poor underprivileged kid. Oh, they just wanted a little happiness, and then they see the happy. It's their upbringing. Why aren't they happy? They deserve to be happy. So when they saw the happiness on their face, all that from a culture of shut up. More babble from these fucking lawyers.
And do you even hear the media? This is why I despise the media. You hear the way this asshole reporter said, and this is where it gets more strange. Really? Is that the way you phrased it when Justin Volpe raped Abner Louima? And he should be doing 30 years. He's an animal. Louima's an innocent guy who was brutally assaulted, and this fucking guy should be doing 30 years.
Right.
But why is it never from the opposite side looked at like that?
It's not.
This is when it got more strange, when he ripped down Louima's pants. No, it was called the brutal racial assault that it was. So why is this not viewed the same way by the media? That's why people always email me, stop attacking liberals. That's why I attack liberals, dude. It's this kind of mentality, this kind of softening of what actually happened.
Yep.
The account is contradicted, though, somewhat by another defendant, David Simon, who says only that Nicole walked back toward Rudy and pushed him, and Rudy shot her. Back at the house, the statement goes on, we all told Rudy he shouldn't have done that.
Oh, good.
He shouldn't have done that because so far 6 people have been charged in connection with Dufresne's murder. Live on the Lower East Side, Jim Dolan, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
You know, I'm tired of black people with the guns, okay? I'm really tired of it. God. You know, the shootings out at Hot 97. Did you read that whole thing? With the rap war that's going on? It's music, you friggin' idiots. And they're going to... I guarantee 50 Cent is going to end up dead. He will be shot.
Or the other guy.
Yeah, this is just gearing up. There's this whole thing in that culture that says, you know, if you're disrespected, or in order to get respect, not even if you're disrespected, just in order to get respect, you have to be a fucking animal. You have to kill people. You have to knock down people that are happier than you. What? Where is that coming from? 300 years ago? Is that where it still comes from? I'm sorry. The excuse is running a little thin. There's plenty of opportunity out there for everybody. There's no need to be running around shooting people like this. It's just, it makes you racist. It turns people into racists. People that would normally go, yes, I am going to judge that person based on the content of their character and not the color of their skin. And then you judge them on the content of the character, and the character stinks.
See, the problem is I don't even care. Guys like 50 Cent or other rappers, I mean, these guys are thugs. That's what they do.
They used to sell crack. They used to be street thugs themselves.
They're tough dudes. It's how they deal with things, whatever. That's their problem.
Right.
My problem is like MTV and these other places have no problem, even after all the shooting, still showing the video. Fine. But then, God forbid, you make an anti-gay remark or you make some politically incorrect joke or some type of a remark. They will, and again, Dice, booted off MTV for life for using a little dirty language. Meanwhile, in thug culture where guys are shooting at each other, because they're popular, they're still welcomed on MTV to do interviews and all this stuff. It's just that hypocritical, sickening, one-way street mentality.
Yep.
Let's say hi to Derek in Texas. Derek, what's up?
What's going on, man?
Hey.
I just wanted to make a couple of points. Number one, you're right. Black people need to get off that bullshit about 300 years ago. That shit's over with. You know what I'm saying? Move on. And I'm 24 years old. Bust my ass, work hard, make a good living, live a good life. I don't need to sell drugs and shit. And it's probably some black motherfucker out there listening right now. Probably think I'm some sellout, but I'm just as hard as that motherfucker.
A sellout. Yeah, how black people are sellouts if they actually contribute to society and work and raise a family. Then you're a sellout. You got no street cred.
We just speaking the truth.
I hear you.
I can survive on the same streets them motherfuckers can. But I just wanted to make that point, man, and I'm glad y'all let me get on the radio.
All right, thanks, Eric.
Man.
All right, y'all take it easy.
All right.
Yeah, hardworking black people, I feel for you. I really do. It's got to just be a bitch. Some guy trying to raise his family, working for a living, and you just pop on the news. And I don't even want to hear that, it's the news' fault because they broadcast this stuff. Like they're searching out stories. Oh, we got a story of a white guy doing this or an Asian guy or this guy. But let's put the black people. Let's just focus on... I'm sorry. I do more than just watch the news. I read a lot. I read a lot about the statistics across this country, and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, the amount of violence going on in the black community. And no one wants to address it head on. They got to skirt the issue by piling up excuse after excuse in front of it, instead of just facing it and going, what the fuck are you people doing? Jesus Christ.
You know who faces it head on, and I like, is Farrakhan. I like Farrakhan.
There you go.
Farrakhan, there's a lot of things he says I don't agree with. I think he's way too radical, but you know what? He does. He's a conservative. I hate to shock people. He talks about the family and all this crap. He's completely critical of the violence in the black community. I know he blames. Yeah. I think he blames too much of it on white society, but hey, I like the guy.
And it's not just black on white crime.
No.
It's black on black crime is amazing. I am amazed by the amount of it. You pick up the New York papers or read
every
the
day.
news.
Every day.
In Brooklyn, there's another black guy laying in the street with a bullet in his head. And there's the black guy that killed him. And there's just this violence going on that I'm sorry. And like I said, I read a lot about this. I cannot figure out where it's coming from. Where does it come from? 300 years ago? Is it really coming from that? Is it honestly coming from that? Is there so much racism in place now that any black person cannot really get ahead? They're incapable of getting an education because they're blocked by racism. They're incapable of getting jobs because they're blocked by racism. Or is it the fact, and this is a fact, that if you're a black person and you've gone to school, you've gone to college, and you go out into the job market, that it is a given you are going to be given a good job? It absolutely is, because it's a rare commodity.
I don't know, man. On this one, I got to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit. I think there's a fine line, because black people do, a lot of times talk about institutionalized racism, and I know the word racism is thrown around way too much, but I don't think that it's complete lunacy. That there is definitely very subtle things where they're passed over. It's like. I think poverty does have something to do with people's behavior. It's not like black people are just genetically... You know what I mean? There's some kind of a poverty thing, too. That I'm not making excuses for people, because I think that they should be executed for killing this girl. But there is something to be said for the fact that you don't see a lot of middle class or people making X amount of money doing it. It's mostly people that make shit.
But there have been classes of people that have been impoverished over the years that pull themselves out of it.
Yep.
As a culture. There are people that come here with nothing and pull themselves out of it. There is something going on that is preventing black people from really just as a whole getting together as a group even and really talking to each other about being successful in this country. It's more about, the hip-hop community and slinging fucking crack and all that gets more attention. And more importance is put on that. More importance is put a kid on the street, not about going to school and getting an education so you can get a better job. It's about, hey, I'll shoot that motherfucker if he disrespects me. You bump into somebody and give him an eyeball the wrong way, and you're getting shot. Where is that coming from?
I will say, I agree with you. Slavery is not an excuse. One thing I'll say, again, devil's advocate, had things gone differently after slavery, I really think that this problem would have been something we just talked about that was over 100 years ago. But, I mean, it really is the last 30 years or 35 years that the scales have started to tip the other way. I mean, there's a whole generation of people who are still alive that can remember legally being kicked off a bus. I mean, it does do something, I think, to people's psyche when you've been shit on for so long. And again, that's not the excuse, but I think you have to kind of weigh all options. That does contribute on some level, I think, that psychologically. It's almost like women who grow up in an abusive household. They're not dumb. They go into an abusive relationship. Well, maybe it's the same thing for a group that's constantly shit on and told that you're not protected equally under the law. I mean,
So how long you think?
I honestly don't know. A generation or 2 generations removed. I think there's got to be a certain amount of generations removed. That's just, you know. And again, had this been done a long time ago, I don't think we'd even be discussing this anymore.
All right, let's go to the phones. A couple phone calls, and then we'll move on. Big Wash, what's up?
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Pretty
What's
good.
up, Norton?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I got to agree with you. I'm half black myself, and I just don't understand it. I think this something comes from stupidity. You don't see white people acting like that. You disrespect me, I'm going to shoot you, blah, 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 blah. I mean, look at it like this. Why do black people get their own college? You can only get in this college if you're black. If white people had an all-white college, then it's racism. This is ridiculous. It's out of hand. It's only blamed. It's blamed on stupidity. That's where I come from. I'm so ashamed of being half black that, if you look at me, you'd swear I'm white. So, that's what I go by. I mean, it's sickening. I'm going to punch out and listen to you guys. You guys are doing great. Love to listen to you. Keep up the good work.
All right, thanks, Big Wash.
I got to say, I agree with the whole double standard thing about white colleges and black. You can say it's okay to say black but not white. But again, when you look at the history of white people and just around the world, look, we've been as violent. I mean, I'm not German. But look at Germany. Or look at the Russians. I mean, they're as white as you can get, and they've been barbarians.
Yeah.
I mean, just genocide. So it's not to say that white people don't have a disgraceful, awful history.
Of course.
Or that black people are only prone to violence, but.
I'm not addressing the entire world here.
No. I'm just going. People look at it like it's a racial thing. Like there are white supremacists. Well, if you're black, you're more predisposed. It's like come on. You look at the history everywhere. Everyone's been pretty much
It's just disgusting when you pick up the paper on a daily basis and you just see the body count that's rang up. It's ridiculous.
All right, one more. Let's say hi to Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, guys?
Hey.
With these videos that they make glorifies and deifies violence and makes these young kids think, well, I got to get mine. Yeah, but if you're going to get something, get a fucking education, because nobody can take that away from you.
I don't mind the videos. I love them. Yeah. I think it's more, a reflection of what's going on than causing it.
Sure.
Yeah, but it glorifies it to an extent to make these kids want to take on these personas. It's an act. It's fucking entertainment.
Well, they should be educated that this isn't the way of life. This is entertainment. You watch it not to be a role model. You watch it to be entertained,
But some people don't know how to draw that line. Okay?
Well, that's not the problem of what's being shown or listened to.
Right.
I'd be quite the hypocrite if I said, yeah, they ought to take away those hip-hop videos because they're causing...
No, but what I'm saying is
you know what it is? It's
really
parents that raise... But it's parents that have to raise their kids to watch these things and let them understand that it's entertainment and not a way of life. Just like listening to this show is entertainment and, you shouldn't do some of the stuff we discuss and people that play violent video games shouldn't run out and start shooting people. It's it's education and it's parenting and those things. And I believe we can have a greater country if we all work together. We can stop the violence. Blacks, whites, Asians, Spanish. We can all live together in this great land of ours. And that is why today I am announcing that I am running for President of the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. It's very important. Thank you. We as a... Thank you. Oh, thank you. I believe. I have a vision.
Time for a sing-along, Anthony.
Yes.
Brothers, sisters, when this world began, there was seems that someone left it to the colored man.
Yes.
Brothers, sisters, what must be, must be. A big dick black. So the balance is wrong, till your faith must be strong, accept your destiny. Brothers, listen to me. Someone had to pick the cotton. Someone had to plant the corn. Someone had to slave and be able to sing. That's why donkeys were born. Someone had to laugh at trouble.
Jesus.
Though he was tired and worn, had to be contented with any old thing. That's why donkeys were born. Sing, sing, sing when you're
Wow. That's some number. Who's singing that?
Believe it or not, Kate Smith.
Is that God Bless America, Kate Smith?
That's the God Bless America lady.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the climate has gotten a little better in this country. Really think about it.
Yeah.
What is the title of that song?
Someone had to fight that old devil.
That's why darkies were born.
About Gabriel's horn. Someone had to stoke that old train that would bring our children to green pastures.
The old days, huh?
We've come a long way, man.
Yeah. But it's not that far removed from where we are. You know, like time-wise,
That's
it's
why
not that far
darkies
removed.
were born.
That song
Wow.
was probably played on the radio back in the day.
Probably was.
It was
And that's what
acceptable.
Kate Smith with.
Right.
That's why darkies were born.
Smoke Lucky.
Smoke a Lucky Strike and listen to Kate Smith's rendition of That's Why Darkies Were Born. Oh, my goodness. It was brutal.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we got to take a break. We're running real late here. We have Laszlo. We'll get him in next.
Poor Laszlo's been sitting out there.
I know. Well, and we also have the audio of the teacher flipping out still to play.
Oh, yeah.
You have audio of that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to understand, though, no?
Hawk, Ope's talking to you.
The news plays a portion of what this kid taped on his cell phone. He has a video taped on his cell phone of this teacher flipping out because nobody was standing during the national anthem.
Good for the teacher. Douchey kids, little spoiled jerk-offs. Mom said I'm an individual.
I'm not standing.
All right. Well, we'll get into that story and some other things next.
From O&A Pictures comes a true story of one man's pain.
It does hurt.
And a family torn apart.
And it makes you feel really funny right after it happens.
The War of the Kumias.
I had the yelling parents, too, growing up until they got divorced. And it was just, you know. And then you'd see, like, the old man would take the plate full of spaghetti and throw it, and it would hit, like, the wall next to the phone. And you're sitting there horrified watching the spaghetti slowly go down the wall. Oh, and the horrified kids.
Did that actually leave after the fights?
Yeah, a lot of times, sure. And then, you know, you'd be able to go to sleep because the yelling would stop. First, Mom would have to wind down a little. You know, even after Dad left, she's still going.
Eat that shit like I need a fucking hole in the
I'm
head.
trying to sleep. He's gone.
Son of a bitch.
Shut up.
I'm sitting here.
Shut up.
That way, is that?
Oh, God, he's been gone a half hour.
When would he come back?
Shut
The
up.
next day?
Yeah, like the next day. You know, they'd be sitting down watching, like, Ronan Martin's laughing. Everything was fine. You know, and then out of nowhere, you'd hear the rumbling. You'd be in bed, and you'd hear, like... and then you hear from the kids' room.
The fucking garbage network!
Can't you two just shut the fuck up for like one night? And then we were pretty young, so, we got, called into the room, and Mom sits down and goes, me and your father, I want you to know, and I want you to know it has nothing to do with you. We're divorced. Oh, okay. Could I go out and play now? How is this going to change my life? Does this mean I don't have to listen to... Oh, it does? Okay. So it's a good thing. Great. Well, thank you for staying together for so long and really, torturing us. You couldn't have pulled this one, 5 years ago?
That fucking asshole!
When maybe we couldn't remember as much and didn't have to listen to the yelling and screaming?
No way, is that...
Here's an idea, Pop. There you go. Right back into the Huntington boat ramp. Give that a whirl.
The War of the Kumias.
You gotta figure you're gonna just sit there disgusted having to listen to this crap.
XM 202. The Opie and Anthony Show.
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program. I thought we had a long break that time.
No.
That's not a long break. It's a longer break, but it's not a long break.
Still short.
Still short. Everyone back in the studio? We got to figure out that problem, man. We really got to, be able to step aside for 5, 6, 7 minutes and have the audience still entertained. There's a way to do that, I'm sure.
Gotta be.
If you want, I'm willing to go in there with Steve and run a tape of just my plugs. Do you want to do 7 minutes? No, but I'm saying a 7-minute loop of Baltimore Improv next Thursday through Sunday. Not this one, but the next one. I don't remember the dates. I would do that for the show. I personally don't care about people coming out.
Okay, nice.
But if you guys need a break,
like that.
dude, I'm about you guys.
All right, we got to say hi to Jerry Ferrara. He's on the hotline here. Hey, Jerry, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Where are you calling us from?
I'm in L.A. right now in my house.
L.A., 6 a.m., calling the Opie and Anthony program.
Yep.
How thrilled are you? What's going on? So you're on that show Entourage, right?
Yep.
On HBO?
Yes, I am. Thank God.
What do you mean, thank God?
It's good to have a job, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't looking good for you for a while?
Nah, it's looking good, but it's definitely it's a rough business, man. It's rough to actually get some steady work going.
Yeah, so you're happy you got a full-time job. I've never seen Entourage, I got to be honest with you.
Oh, it's all right.
Maybe explain the show a little bit?
Basically, the show is about an up-and-coming movie star who, has maybe made 3 or 4 movies from New York. He's been living out in L.A., and he moves 3 of his best friends out from New York and Queens, where he's from, and they all come out to L.A. and basically, start helping him run his career and his life. And, one of the characters actually becomes his full-time manager, where my character is more the party guy, loves getting the free stuff and leftover girls. And the other character is his half-brother, where they share the same father, who's actually he's been an actor 10 years before the younger brother came out, and then the younger brother came out and made it famous, so he's kind of, living off the younger brother's wave now. It's a funny story, man.
I know season 1 is coming out on DVD soon.
Yeah, I think it comes out, I believe May 10th is coming out, and we're actually filming the second season now. We're about 5 episodes deep, and that should be back on in June.
Man, they don't even wait to put this stuff out on DVD these days, huh?
Oh, no, it's literally, usually ready to go before the show, or even, movies are done with, theaters are on the schedule. It's ready to come out on DVD.
Wow.
What else have you been in?
I actually did I did a movie 2 months ago where I actually filmed. I'm originally from Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and I got to film in my old neighborhood. It's a movie called Nailed Right In with me and Freddie Prinze Jr., Scott Kahn, Alec Baldwin, Mina Suvari, and it was
you don't all go to the
home and make a movie, man.
You don't all go to the Verrazano Bridge and dance around on it, do you? And one guy falls off? No.
We actually shot a scene underneath the Verrazano Bridge where. When I was a kid, we were scared to go over there because people used to tell us a troll lived under there.
Jesus.
No, that's just a homeless guy, bro.
I know. I went
Jeez.
there. It was just a 4'11" homeless guy. You know, I ain't no troll.
But dude, being from Brooklyn though, man, it's always got to be like good to go home, because you move out to L.A. and all of a sudden you come home and it's like I'm here now, and if I'm going to shoot something, then
I mean, it was just an unbelievable thing. So like, we filmed the scene where like my house in the movie was like 2 blocks away from my mother's house. Like in between shots, I was going home and eating meatballs and getting like some home cooking. It was definitely cool.
Do you like L.A.? I always feel kind of weird when I go out there, being from the East Coast.
You know what? I'm starting to like it now. I've been out here for 5 years now. When I first got out here, I hated it. Just the people are different. Like bars and clubs close at like 2 in the morning. Like it's just a whole different thing. But I actually got like a decent routine and my own lifestyle. I got all my friends I hang out with are from New York, and everyone who I work with on the show is originally from New York, and so it's a good way to kind of keep back home going when you're out here.
Yeah, sometimes it's best to hook up with New Yorkers out there, because that L.A., like that West Coast mentality is just a little odd to get used to.
Yeah, it's just different. They weren't raised like we were raised. Not saying it's better or worse, but it's just different.
Well, I'll say it. It's better here, and if it wasn't for New Yorkers going out there, that whole shitty state should fall into the ocean. I'll say it.
It's one big earthquake would knock it right off the map.
Weren't you just saying how you're starting to like L.A., Jimmy?
I am, but
that was 5 minutes ago.
I am starting to like L.A.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
Believe
Jerry.
me.
You hang when you come back to New York. You hang out with old friends or something, or are they just
I've
assholes?
had the same group of friends since I was a little kid.
And what are they doing? The same stuff?
It's definitely gotten less over the years. People go their own ways, but I got a good group of friends that I consider family.
Are you like the successful one, and they're still like schlepping all around
Well,
Brooklyn?
that's what some of them say. Like we always, fuck around, and it's just like. Someone had to make it out of this neighborhood, and it was you, so they always say they're going to come out and be my entourage.
Hey, you left us here with the fucking moolies, huh? Where'd you go, you motherfucker?
I also see that you were on an episode of NYPD Blue, man. That must have been really cool, because that show, it's like as far as cops are concerned, it's just...
It was definitely cool to get on because, they just finished up their whole, run. They had like an 11-year run or whatever it was, and there's another friend of mine who's been on that show the whole run, not on like every episode. I actually got to work with him in the NYPD Blue, and they're just like a well-oiled machine over there, man. I went in there and like I had a lot of stuff to do, and they got me out of there in like 3 hours, and they just know what they were doing. They've been doing it for a long time. It's definitely good to like. It's kind of a piece of history, when you get like a run like that, you kind of, even if you could be involved in a little way, it's cool.
I bet you played the New York Italian guy.
How'd you guess, man? How'd you guess?
Who does your friend play on the show?
He plays Officer Shannon.
Do I know Officer Shannon?
He pops in and out of there.
Yeah,
he had a few good episodes where
he's
all I
on.
know is he ratted out in one episode, and basically everyone in New York was calling him a rat. He couldn't go back there for a little bit.
Dude, I've only seen the first 2 seasons because these dumbbells won't release them all on DVD. I got so addicted to it after the first and second season, and then it's been like a year, and season 3 won't come out.
Yeah, they're like the only ones who take their time. I guess when you're that successful, you can, but they take their time with the DVD release. So there's a lot of money waiting for them to just put out the next 9 seasons.
Well, yeah, will you get any cash once your season comes out?
Nah, I only did like a few episodes. I won't get rich off it, man.
You'll get a quarter here, a quarter there.
Well, by the time these idiots put it out, you'll be collecting Social Security.
That's true,
Step it up over there.
Jerry, do you get recognized from your entourage role?
You know what? I do, and we actually got like a running joke because on the show, I'm kind of like the most of like the hip hop character, and I always have like my hat on backwards, and I'm dressed in like football jerseys and stuff. So it's weird. I don't really dress like that in real life. So if I go out dressed normal with like a leather jacket, my hair like all ginzoed up, no one really will bother me. But like if I put my hat backwards, it's like I have a uniform. And once I do that, people do recognize me a lot, man. It's crazy.
When I was in high school, I'm 36, I'm a little older than you. This when hip-hop was just kind of starting to be like really, really popular. I was like the white kid that had the fat laces. Ugh. What an atrocious sight. I had a Kango hat, a fur Kango.
I actually went into wardrobe the other day, and there was a pair of sneakers that had like 4 fat laces on it. I didn't even know how to get those things on.
Oh, they're awful.
Yeah.
I should have hung myself with them.
That's what they're good for, man. You can definitely get that job done quick.
Yeah, right on. All right, Jerry. Well, good luck to you.
May 10th.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Entourage Season 1 DVD, May 10th.
And new episodes starting when?
I believe the first Sunday in June.
In June?
Don't quote me on that, but definitely June.
All right, now I'm going to go check out Entourage on HBO.
You definitely should. I think you guys would love it. It'd be right up your alley.
All right, Jerry. Good luck
All
to you,
right,
buddy.
have a good one, guys.
All right, see you, man. Thank you.
Bye.
There he goes, Jerry Ferrara.
I didn't even
from
know it was on
Entourage.
HBO. How cool.
Brooklyn in the hizzy.
Brooklyn! All right. Yeah, we'll get Laszlo in a second, Ben. Relax.
What's the matter, Ben? Nothing. You all right?
Ben's really producing the hell out of the
All
show
right, Ben?
lately,
I
and,
know.
and he's doing a great job, and, you know, he's getting more herky and jerky and every day.
Oh,
and-
the comments on the websites about some of the video, because some of the video went up on Foundry, the
Bernie Getz?
LA video.
Oh, okay.
And they were like, how can you look at Ben without taking motion sickness medicine? Because the guy, there's some clip of you where you're herkying and jerking so much, people can't believe it. They cannot believe how much.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's
I didn't
like
look at
a
it.
rare video.
Ben moves like he's starting the ring.
Yeah.
Not really. You
That
really exaggerate this,
herky-jerky
Jim.
video technique.
And he's over there looking at my dick.
No.
this Saturday. Yeah, you were.
I've stared at
we
it many
all
times.
do.
It's almost like
'Cause
saying
we're-
you're looking at the side of that barn when you're
Yeah.
facing it. But I was actually, to be honest,
Most of us look, because we're trying to figure it out.
No, what I was looking at when he said that, I'll be honest, I was looking at the way his shirt is too short. Because Ben lost a lot of weight, but his little gut is pushing the shirt out, and it's just touching the top of his belt. So it's almost like it's just too,
Dude,
the shirt is too short.
You really look
No,
too
no.
far into guys' stuff.
Dude, I'm
He
just
does.
commenting on it. Not at all. I'm just,
Yeah, you do.
I'm wearing an
In the
Ozzy
men's
shirt.
room with you, you always check out everyone's dick.
I
You
tried to
always
check yours out. I couldn't see it. You were protecting it.
You like to go to the bathroom with other guys.
Well, where am I supposed to go? With ladies? I'd rather go. Believe if I had the option of urinating while I laid under a girl who was tinkling, I'd take that option. You and that big, delicious treat.
Ben, you want to come over my house? Not an animal.
He emailed me. Listeners have been emailing him.
Of
so.
course. Be nice to Wheelchair Fred if you
Yeah.
email him, because the guy...
For real nice. We do like Fred.
No, I'm serious.
Poor guy.
I'm serious. The guy is in hell. He's living in hell.
Wheeler Durf
Wheeler
at
Durf.
AOL.com.
Yeah.
We gotta get him laid, man.
Especially if you live in, I think, the Framingham area of Massachusetts, and you want to go, what the hell, I'll bang Fred.
Oh.
He'll go for it.
Anything out there with genitals. That's the beauty of Fred.
Yeah. He
Man,
doesn't
woman,
care.
doesn't matter.
We'll have him. Yeah, when we're in Boston, which we'll announce soon, we'll have Fred come. And then, which one of you guys picked him up out of the wheelchair that time?
What? We did all sorts of stuff.
No, was that?
No,
I made him walk.
Yeah,
That's right.
the most
I tried to
famous,
make him walk. It's
the
a miracle.
most famous one. That should be a chapter in our book
Yeah.
because, wow, Anthony and I'm not even kidding you. We almost got killed.
Yeah, they were mad.
They were really
The
mad.
audience. I tried doing a faith healer thing because he's not paralyzed. His legs are just screwed up, so he can stand in the chair.
And
He's
we've seen
holding-
him kind of hold himself up.
He holds himself up with his arms, and I was in front of a big crowd at a club and said, "You are healed, Fred." And the crowd was going crazy because he started getting up out of the chair, and they thought he was paralyzed. I knew better. And he stands up, and I take the chair away, and I go, "Now walk." And he just fell flat on his face. He takes the mic stand down with him, made a crash. And the audience went from applauding in disbelief that I was like the Savior Jesus Christ to let's kill those motherfuckers
Yeah,
that just like made this poor guy fall
Yeah.
on his face.
All the stuff we just handed out, like CDs and stuff, they start throwing
Started
at us.
throwing back. It was
hard, dude.
Classic.
Well, what happened was Fred got up, and he was basically teetering. He wasn't able to, stand on his own. So he grabbed the nearest thing, which was the mic stand.
Yeah.
Which obviously wasn't anchored down. Oops. And the whole thing, bam, flat on his face.
In
the
hindsight,
mic.
he was probably going to stick it up his ass.
Yeah, there you go.
In Boston, they're probably just mad because he wasn't black and you didn't push him. Rotten creeps up there.
It was
Boston.
It was quite a scene, man. Chris in Jersey. What's up, Chris? Chris?
Jersey?
Yeah, you, bro.
No, Carmel, bro.
All right, what's up?
No, I'm just glad to hear you guys back on the air. I had no clue you guys are back on. I caught your banner ad on the website. And, from tooling around to Foundry to Whackbag, I, got hold of your number and had to call you.
There's still a lot of our old faithful listeners that just don't know
Dude,
we're back
there's,
for some
there's
reason.
so many of us. We talk in the chat on the website, and there's just, it's ridiculous.
Oh, cool. Well, spread the word for us, because we're really trying to get the word out that we're back.
Listen, can I give a plug for the website? I mean, they're the ones that got me to you.
Which website?
MafiaLife.com, man.
Oh, Mafia Life? Okay.
Yeah, listen.
All right.
These guys talk you up left and right, man. I had to sign up for XM immediately.
All right, cool. Thank
I
you.
got myself a unit for the car. I'm just doing it on the computer for now.
Well, there's going to be 10 units available soon in Florida when this tool bag cancels all of his truck ones. Maybe you can pick one of those up.
Florida, man. I'm up north, man. I'm in the snow with you guys.
All right.
okay.
Thank you, Chris.
Jim, you rock, man.
Thank you, Angel. Bye.
All right.
All right. Do we have time to play this teacher audio?
Said he's from Carmel, like we know. No, Carmel, not Jersey, Carmel.
Where's Carmel?
There are many of them around this country. I'm sure you could pop up one in California.
Clint Eastwood was mayor, right?
Right.
Carmel, California.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Talks about it like it's, hey, I'm from Manhattan.
Yeah, Carmel.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got the teacher audio. What's the story on this?
Just an angry teacher. We've all had him. This isn't even news. It's kind of funny to hear him yelling, but who didn't have a teacher like this? He was all pissed off at the students for not standing up during the pledge, and he just sounds like one of those angry guys that he's an older gentleman that's got to be around young people all day, and he's pissed off at that,
Is he an ex-military, I wonder?
I don't know.
I don't know the background. Maybe we could. I don't know. Maybe we should read before the show.
Screw that.
That reading's overrated, though.
Reading sucks.
But I guess one of the kids didn't want to stand for the.
Bunch of the kids in the class didn't want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the national
But
anthem.
it wasn't. Don't let it be confused with them trying to make a statement or something, and this is going to turn into some big issue. They were just fucking with their teacher.
Yeah.
That was it. They found something that annoyed them and did it. They could care less. Stand, don't stand.
And then one kid had a video phone?
Yeah.
Because they're playing a video
phone.
all over the news now.
It recorded the guy's rant.
Yeah.
He kicked out somebody's chair who wouldn't stand up for the pledge, so kicked the chair out from right under him.
Yeah.
And they also said something about that during certain tirades, he'd take a hammer and start banging it on their desk in the classroom if they weren't paying attention.
One of those madman teachers.
Yeah, we've all had one.
We've all had.
I love him already.
You know what's great when you're growing up and you're in grammar school and you always had that one idiot that didn't want to stand or it was against his religion or something.
Which
whatever, man. And then the teacher had to escort that kid out just before the Pledge of Allegiance.
Making a disturbance.
And that kid never made friends because of that.
No.
He was always that guy. It's
Good job.
That's the guy that has that weird religion.
Isn't it our time, Mr. Han?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what individuality has become? People think that makes you an individual because you don't want to honor the country you're in. It's that's how unoriginal people are. That's the best they can do.
That's it.
And the kid didn't know any different. It was the stupid parents that put their children in that circumstance. And then that same kid has to go to school every day with all the kids looking at him like, look, man, you're a freak. We don't want to hang out with you.
Can somebody give Ope those little fuzzy dice to hold or something soft like cotton balls?
Something that makes no noise. I know. I'm reading instant feedback.
How about some shot glasses, Hawk?
Stop it.
Look, it's not my fault today. I wasn't even going to pick up these poker chips, but
he hands you the loudest things in the studio.
I know, but Birthday Boy, just before the show starts, he sets up the whole studio for us, gets everything nice and ready, and then the last thing he does is hands me a pile of poker chips.
Hey, don't play with these. These are a few bricks and some plate glass.
Hey, there you go.
Here comes Rage.
Wheel over the anvil and hammer for Opie.
Let's hear the audio of this teacher.
I want to hear a sound, not a sound. When the exercise will come on, you will stand quietly, you will pay attention. Any questions?
No, sir.
Smart ass little bastard.
The best part of this,
sir, the laughing.
The best part of this is you hear the kids just giggling.
They're laughing at him at the beginning.
Yeah, this guy is kind of a tool.
Yeah,
you little scumbag.
No, it sounds like Bobby Knight. You got that Bobby Knight? We'll play that going into break.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Now stand up and keep your mouth shut.
This is the best footage ever.
Wait, what? He goes, this is the best footage ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he knows he's got it on tape.
I got to hear that again.
The dude's loving it.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go back. Here we go.
This is the best footage ever.
Boogie woogie. Oh, yeah, everybody's just happy to sing along now.
God.
All scared.
Oh, so proudly,
looking around, making sure the teacher's not going to come after them.
Insane. Why didn't they just play That's Why Darkies Were Born?
Uh-oh. Stand up! Stand up!
No.
Get off!
I don't have to stand up.
You have to stand.
No, are you kidding me?
Stand.
Are you serious?
I am damn well serious.
Holy shit. Roll over. You're going to seriously take a chair from underneath me?
This is the
This is the best.
Wow.
These kids are just laughing at this
They're
jackass.
laughing. They're cursing in the class.
I hear the guy. He obviously kicked a chair out, right, or something.
The kid wouldn't get up, so in the video you just see he kicks the legs out because he's hanging. The kid's hanging halfway off the chair. Kicks the legs out, and the kid's about. He grabs the desk before he falls down.
Do you believe he's saying shit and fuck? And would you ever do that
to a
in
teacher?
front of a teacher
Oh my
back
God,
then?
no.
It was just not done.
Nope.
Now it's like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not standing up. Fuck. Wow.
The kid is a little douche, but
He is really a little douchebag.
Why would the teacher care? It's like you got to realize you're dealing with little scumbags. Just stand yourself, and who cares what they do? They're irrelevant.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be shot in robberies. What's the big deal? It's, you know, it's the teacher, you educate them, but if they want it, that's their idea of rebellion, let them rebel. Who cares?
Right.
They're meaningless.
Who cares?
All right, well, it reminds us of this fine
That guy's angry.
piece of audio from Bobby Knight.
That's that type of teacher that always ended up getting something put in his coffee by the end of the year, you know? Because he's just like one of those miserable old bastards. Not the fun teacher.
You want to hear beauty? We had a teacher like that. He wasn't a yeller, but everybody hated him because he always smelled like cigarette, and he was just a rotten curmudgeon. And then he got busted with a prostitute and got fired.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, social studies teacher. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
All right.
You all right, Ope?
Yeah. Fine. Here's the audio of Bobby Knight in the locker room.
Want to play, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I mean, if you're not going to recover Greg Graham, if you're just going to let him drive by you, if the rest of you are going to let him catch the ball outside the 3-second lane and drive all the way in here without one guy challenging him, then I'm leaving and you fucking guys will run till you can't even suffer. Now, I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick and fucking tired of an 8-10 record. I'm fucking tired of losing to Purdue. I'm not here to fuck around this week. Now, you may be, but I'm not. Now, I'm going to fucking guarantee you that if we don't play up there Monday night, you aren't going to believe the next 4 fucking days. Now, I am not here to get my ass beat on Monday. Now, you better fucking understand that right now. This is absolute fucking bullshit. Now, I'll fucking run your ass right into the ground. I mean, I'll fucking run you. You'll think last night was a fucking picnic. I had to sit around for a fucking year with an 8-10 record in this fucking league. And I mean, you will not put me in that fucking position again, or you will goddamn pay for it like you can't fucking believe. So you better get your head out of your ass.
Who needs that?
Man, to sit there
Who
and
needs
just
that?
get yelled at like that.
But and these are all like tough, like athletes who would
Yeah.
probably smash your face in a second. And I would not open my mouth to that fucking psychopath.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Get your ass handed to you.
Let's go to Mike in Jersey. Mike, what's up?
Choke you.
Yeah, I know exactly where that school is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and the people around there, wow, we're talking a bunch of winners.
What happened to the phone?
It's such a white trash type of area.
Oh, yeah?
Where is it?
Brick.
Oh, Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no problem.
I got
Later,
distracted by
guys.
the phone. By the way, the phones have been acting up off and on all
A little,
day.
a couple of calls.
Well, we're trying to be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't been
Not-
bad.
Well, oh, that's great. That's how you want them. Not as bad.
Oh, poker chips. Someone get open cough drop.
No, I got to.
You sure?
No, I'm fine. Let's get Laszlo in here.
Little vapor. Hawk.
It's an
Oh,
upper
Laszlo.
respiratory infection.
Upper respiratory infection?
Upper respiratory
I
infection.
told you to take echinacea.
Wow.
Besides that, I'll be fine.
Echinacea.
What are these?
What is that?
Oh, thanks.
Hi, Laszlo.
Medicine. Hello. What's up, man?
Yo, yo.
What do you got?
Laszlo in the house. You might know Laszlo from the Grand Theft Auto games.
Of course.
It's getting worse.
Dude, Master Poe is the real deal, man.
Oh, my God.
I always wondered what the story was with him, but yesterday it came to full light.
Yeah.
You got to get a panic button though, dude, because that
with
that
a little
delay
light.
is that delay is
Oh, the
not-
whole Bernie Getz incident?
Oh my God.
You know, that would be good to have a button with a little red light in there that goes off that he can see.
Yeah, he's asking me. He's like, "Do you have a shank in your rectum?"
He
Showing
know-
me
yeah.
Rorschach blots. Have you ever had any violent tendencies toward people in radio?
The guy, he makes sure everybody's psychological profile before they come in here.
I think we should have two different buttons, though. Like one yellow, which means, it's a little odd, and one red, which means, because you don't want him running, he's a psychopath, and he was really pissed. You don't
we
want
need the kill thing where it's like you come in here
Yeah.
and just start killing people.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how crazy he got in here yesterday. You know, listening to him on the radio is one thing, but we were trying to calm down Bernie. Then we had to calm down Poe because we thought
Yeah.
Poe was going to kill Bernie. It was just a cluster F.
He had that look in his eye, that killer look in his eyes, and it was frightening
It was
to
hot.
see. It was hot.
Real man taking charge.
And then Ant and I are just laughing at the whole scene.
Yeah.
After I knew that Bernie, was going to be, he went psycho, but he wasn't going to do any real damage. It just became really funny. And then
I
it was
wasn't
like,
sure of that until he left.
Well, the scariest part about yesterday was when he ran out of the studio saying, what was the last thing he said?
He said, keep the fucking CD. I'm not coming back here.
Fuck you. You won't see me here or
Yeah.
something like that.
And then he runs off into a cubicle where he had his stuff, and that's when we all went, what does he have in that
Picked
bag?
up the black bag, and I'm like, oh, here comes the gun.
And I was like, oh, so I was supposed to be on the show tomorrow, and now there's going to be no more show because they're all going to be dead.
We're going to be shot dead here.
How do you think I felt, thinking that Ope was going to get shot and I got gigs to plug?
You guys would just move on.
You certainly would not. Sex Bagel and Anthony show. I like it.
You guys would have been fine.
Bernie sitting there.
They would have just hosed down the studio and
All they'd have to do is listen to the clip, and they'd acquit Bernie.
Yeah.
So obviously Opie's being an ass that deserved to be shot for what he did.
Welcome to the Shannon and Anthony show.
Oh, hey, that's got a ring to it.
Ugh. Since you were talking about the history of race relations, I actually have something on me. It's money used to buy people.
Wow.
I was in Oklahoma a week ago, and they're really into the heritage, not hate, or whatever.
Slavery
and I went to this store, and I saw it. It was like a deer in the headlights. I had to buy it. It's a $20 bill from the Confederate States of America.
Is it real or is it a replica?
It's real. It's so I started kind of looking around at stuff, and there's some of the bills that they had slaves on them.
Whoa, really?
Picking cotton. The stuff's amazing.
Can you spend this?
How old is this?
That's 1863.
How much was it?
Like $50.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me see that after you answer.
I wonder how many. How much was that worth?
What's wrong with you?
Why? I didn't say a word. I want to know how much that was. How many dollars is that worth? Like by today's standards, how much was that worth?
Confederate States, $20. 1863. Wow. Yeah. Look at that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Down there, maybe they should put Bernie Getz on the $20 bill in the South.
I think they would enjoy, although he's a Yankee,
Yeah, but still,
like that.
he's got that heritage, not hate vibe down there.
Yeah. And, guys like Bernie, dime a dozen down there.
Yeah. He's a svelte northerner with glasses and questionable sexual preferences. They wouldn't care for him.
Dude, if you want some interesting radio, turn on the radio in Oklahoma, man.
Yeah,
There's like
really.
5 Christian stations.
Oh, those things are freaky.
And they're just guys preaching.
Yep.
And there's this guy's like, who made this world? Who runs it now? It's the devil. He runs the TV, the radio, and especially the Internet. And I'm like, oh, great, because I do a syndicated radio feature about the Internet. This guy's going to give me some juice. He goes, thing with, the Internet's run by the devil because, 1 minute you're just starting to check your email, and the next thing you know, you're typing a word into a search engine that you shouldn't be thinking, much less typing.
Well, not a point.
Well, he's kind of right.
And I was like, so I'm thinking, what is this preacher typing into the search engine?
Yeah, what is he doing?
He's
talking about his own experiences.
And he's saying devil, but he's mouthing to the congregation, Jews. Jews.
By devil.
Oh,
the
man.
white
devil.
That is funny.
Yeah. So, Laszlo, what have you been up to, man?
That's the big 10-year anniversary of the Technophile.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, 10 years ago I started.
10 years ago, they started Yahoo, too. I just noticed on the tube.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's Yahoo's 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, and meanwhile, they're all millionaires.
Yeah, right? What happened?
What's Techno? What is it?
The Technophiles, it's a daily 60-second technology news feature.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason I was at the Consumer Electronics Show out there. But started here in New York and then went nationwide. It's on XM.
Yeah.
So it's on, CNN, Fox, a bunch of the different stations.
Yeah.
It's on. But it's been an interesting ride. I mean, radio's gotten suckier, and it's harder to get it on stations, terrestrial radio.
Yeah.
And there's so many talented people in this industry that have just jumped ship and just said, I'm done.
Oh, yeah, regular radio.
Well, yeah, they can't be bothered anymore.
Please.
Can't be bothered by the bullshit.
Who can sit there and just be chastised on a daily basis about what you're talking about and what you can't talk about? It's ridiculous to come here to XM and just be able to say whatever we want is great.
Well, this is the last run for us. No, I'm dead serious.
We're done.
As soon as this is over, done.
Retired.
There's no real reason to continue.
Well, it's like the storytelling potential of radio is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a guy giving away tickets to a shitty concert
Yeah.
and then playing some shitty music.
That's it. Yeah, there's no sitting there and talking and having an exchange with the listeners. No,
Or painting like one of the things that I really dug about doing all the radio for the Grand Theft Auto stuff is it was like I was sort of doing old time radio but in a modern way.
Mm-hmm.
It was like those old time phantom cowboy westerns that were on the radio, but we were doing current versions of them with whatever hookers and things.
Speaking of GTA, someone has a question. Brian, what's up? Brian,
hey.
Let's go.
I was just wondering on Grand Theft Auto, what channel you guys are on?
Well, we do a couple call-ins, and I think you have to be literally on the last mission to hear us.
No, you have to be in the last third of the game to hear
last
you guys.
third of the game, and you get to hear what Ant
mission.
and I did for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
I heard a clip.
And I have to say, of all the people that I worked with, you guys were the lowest maintenance dudes.
Oh, we're easy.
So many people in the entertainment industry. It's like you got to call some guy's faggoty, sidekick, personal assistant.
Really?
Oh, dude, it's just like. And when Strelo, he's like, oh, here's their cell phone numbers. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, just call us. We're happy to be there. That's it.
I get you guys on the phone.
I got caller ID. If I don't want to talk to you, I'm not answering.
Who was talking about remote control helicopters?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, I got into that for a while, dude. Talk about an expensive hobby. Every time you crash, like, great, $500.
I know. Believe me. And when you're first learning how to do it, it's crazy because you're gonna trash it. It's just a known thing. You're buying this machine knowing that at some point you're gonna have to replace some parts, and hopefully it won't be as expensive as you think it's gonna be. I had one where it tailed in on me. I was trying to do these. At first you're just buzzing around, tail facing you, so you're not confused with the controls. And then after a while, I'm doing these passes in front of me, just kind of wah wah wah, back and forth, back and forth. And then I figured I'm gonna do these climbs and then tip it over and so it comes nose straight down and then pull out of that, and it's almost like this seesaw motion that the helicopter's doing. I get it up there, it's facing nose up to the sky, it starts coming back down backwards, and I just lose all orientation. And I'm looking at this thing going, here it is, a lawnmower, just I don't know where it's going to land. It's a lawnmower spinning in the sky, coming down on people. Hey, great. It swooped in front of me.
Mr. Morrow, look out!
Vic, duck! Yeah.
Did you have electric or gas?
Gas, and it was actually gas powered. It wasn't. The glow fuel. So it was gasoline powered. I'd start up by pulling it like you would a lawnmower. This thing's just winding. I finally got it just barely leveled out and slowed down a bit before the tail boom hit. And when the boom hits, you're replacing a lot of stuff. So that was expensive.
I had electric ones, and I would get high and fly them in the house.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And my girl's upstairs, and I'm down because I bought this house by the beach and put like a recording studio on the bottom floor, and there's like a kitchen. Then I kind of like live upstairs, and so I'm down there whacked with this like helicopter flying around the kitchen, and then I completely lose control of it, and there's like rotor blade shrapnel flying, and I hear this from upstairs. What the hell was that? Don't come downstairs. It's like,
don't come down.
It's just like a little scene from Apocalypse Now where the Asian girl threw the grenade in.
Think, bitch, I'm going to run up her ass.
Oh, man. And they run so nice and smooth until they hit something.
Right.
And then it's just, they come apart at the seams. I bought one of the turbine jet engine ones, too. So I would take that out into the park across the street from my apartment in Brooklyn. And meanwhile, you're not supposed to have anyone near any of these things. And it would be a relatively slow day at the park. Maybe a couple of people walking around the track, and I wasn't taking it up that high. But when you kick this thing over, and it sounds and smells like LaGuardia, people are just, they want to gather around and look. And meanwhile, the exhaust coming out of the thing is like 10,000 degrees. And I'm just keep the kids away, keep the dogs away, trying to fly this, very expensive piece of machinery around. It's a lot of fun, but definitely not for the person on a budget.
So I forgot to tell one of the things I forgot to tell you guys about when I was on the show in Vegas was this one booth had binoculars, that were, and you got to understand, a lot of these technology shows have Asian guys at the booth, so like they fly them all the way over. They can't speak like a lick of English, and I go up to try to get a little sound bite about their crazy technology thing, and I can't understand a word they're saying. This guy's got binoculars that are it's an MP3 player inside, so I start goofing on him. I'm like, can you like maybe market them? While you're stalking your ex-girlfriend, we'll load all your like favorite songs on there.
Yeah, what the hell is a binocular? Yeah. How often do you need to look at?
They're throwing the MP3s and everything now.
Everything, yeah.
It's getting
That's
kind of
funny.
silly.
So I'm like, you think about the potential of rifle scopes with MP3 players in it.
Oh, there you go.
You know, for like the anti-abortion folks, you could put some like hymns and stuff in there.
Really get inspired before you take out a doctor or something. Nice. That's thinking.
To load Kate Smith into that. That's why Darkies were born.
Oh. You've been doing the show for 10 years, you said?
Yeah.
What does anything stick out in your mind as one of those technologies or some gadget that you looked at, maybe thought it was going to fly and just kind of never took off in the 10 years?
No, my problem was I always said when stuff was stupid and wasn't going to fly.
Really?
And then, people get all mad at me because I wasn't. There's so many.
You got a good track record with it, or did you make some real mistakes?
There's a lot of stuff.
players.
I was going to say iPod.
I think not.
I think it's a joke.
I was looking at a report that I did in '98, and it was about an MP3 player that would hold 16 songs.
16 songs.
I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
They still sell them?
No.
Yeah,
they're
I don't even have that.
It's binoculars.
It's in the binoculars now.
Put your prom special music in
It
there.
is so cool to look at some of the old computer magazines and technology and popular mechanics and popular science and look at some of the stuff from 10 years ago and go, wow. They were making a big fuss over this and it just went nowhere. Or this got a little mention and it became like everything.
There was so much cockamamie stuff during the dot-com boom. And it was, people would make some money on the stock market and they would turn around just like they're in Vegas and throw it down on the next
Let it ride.
Right. I had friends that were like, my age, they were like 23 at the time, like, I'm a millionaire. I'm like, no, you're not, dude.
No, you're really not.
You're really not. And trust me, in a couple of years, this is all going to come crumbling down. But, any money I made during the dot-com days, I just shoved into real estate. I did the Bob Hope method because that's how he made his money. I read about that.
That's how he's affording houses on the beach to fly model helicopters inside. Very good.
Yeah.
Wait, the dot-com, you were involved with that, but you saved all your cash.
Well, I was a spokesdude for like Mindspring and then Earthlink, where they kind of paid me to do news reports and like sponsored news reports, and
they were huge during.
They were big. But I bought a crib instead of buying a bunch of stock and garbage.
I'm going to make even more money.
Yeah,
didn't
you do a big stock?
I used to do it all the time.
Day trading.
I was a day trader like a maniac.
You were doing it during the show, weren't you?
During the show.
People don't believe that was going on. I'm telling you.
I'd have my E-Trade account opened up on one of the computers. Yeah. And I'd be trading. Ope would look over and go, "Oh my God, he's trading."
We would be getting into some crazy thing, just ranting and raving. And
I'm like, I just gotta get out of this.
And also,
my options expire today.
I would be going off for like 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden I would look at Anthony and I go, "Oh my God, he's not even listening."
Yeah.
No joke. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Right. And he's thinking about the yacht he's going to buy.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I see him at the keyboard, and I'm thinking he's surfing the net to get more info on this person or this story, or maybe reading feedback or something. Oh no!
And
he was trying to get in and out of stocks.
The connections were slow, so I'd put the sell order in, and I'm like, "Yeah, come on, dump it!" I'm seeing the price fall. Sell.
Trying to buy Endicott steel. I could dump the stock just to burn your ass.
Anthony, how much were you up at one point?
I was up to $95,000 on my E-Trade account.
Day trading.
I had turned just minimal money into $95,000. It was. There was one trade. I was on vacation at Disney World, and I was trading in the hotel room. And I made
on the little Mickey computer.
Yeah. And again, dial-up connection. It wasn't with hotels with high-speed internet anymore, It was a chore just to get online. And then I had to go through like AOL and then onto E-Trade, so it was a real pain in the ass. I'm trying to get this sell order in. I think I made like $26,000 just sitting at Disney. You had to be retarded not to make money during that whole boom.
But you had to know when to get out.
But you had to know when to get out, and that was the problem. I had like $95,000. I heavied up on everything again, and this was somewhere around March, April, and where nothing came back, nothing.
Could you have just sold it and said, "Look, I'd like a check"? How does that work?
Oh yeah, it was in my E-Trade account. It's cash. I could write a check with it.
But at the end of the story, Anthony lost it all.
Yeah, it was gone.
And then some.
There's
I
a
think.
moral
It
to
was
the
gone.
story.
Yeah.
What's great is people loved that rush of day trading.
It was fun.
And now they're playing online poker.
Yeah,
I do
the
the
biggie.
same now.
Well, that's his
right.
That's his
my
latest
new.
addiction.
That's my new fix.
Laszlo, it's just a matter of time before he starts doing it during the show.
No, I won't do it during the show.
Oh, yes, you will. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sitting
will.
out there
Should I?
watching you, and you're talking to guests and surfing the web. You're like
I know.
multitask guy.
I'm constantly checking stuff out.
It'll get to a point. I mean, Anthony could pretty much call it in every day. He's that good, and eventually,
Thank you, Opie.
eventually, he's just gonna start like taking little peeks, and then next thing you know, he's gonna get the bug to do it during the show.
The thing about the poker is you got to really concentrate on what you're doing, or you just lose your money. You got to be very well disciplined. Assess each hand and what everybody's doing. So it's not one of those things you could do during the show.
Yeah,
be really rough.
How come it won't? I tried to join up. Actually, I'm probably glad I
You
didn't
did?
as an addict, but it won't take your credit card or whatever.
Some credit cards aren't accepted. You got to go through some other means, which is like you sign up for one of their credit cards that you then finance with one of your credit cards, and then use that. So there's a lot of safety involved. It's a good thing because it would be very hard for them to rip off an account.
Well, and Ashcroft fought real hard to pressuring banks not to let people use their credit cards on those accounts. But it has the online poker craze.
It's huge.
There are so many people betting online now that there's actually rumblings in the government to try to block it even more by telling internet service providers that they have to start blocking casinos offshore.
I was wondering what they're going to do about this because, U.S. law ends at the borders, and a lot of these companies are offshore. They're in other countries, and it's very hard to regulate that. That's why. I mean, there is gambling going on in every city, in every state in this country right now. Whether it's legal or not, people are playing poker for money against other people in their houses. And there really doesn't seem to be much that the government can do about it.
They should just tax it.
Tax it. Make your money.
Make
there
the
you
money.
Go.
People are going to bang hookers, smoke weed, and gamble.
Yeah.
Tax it.
That's it.
We'd be done.
Well, how about this government? I instead of gambling, how about you put all that nonsense effort and stop people who are trafficking child pornography? Why don't you focus more of your energy there? Who gives a shit? If people want to sit home and lose their money, that's their business.
Hey, what about people that like both of those things?
I do. Believe me. I'm not judging.
Both illegal activities.
Hey, why not? Right? Hey. Yes, sicko.
Let's go to
poker doesn't leave a little ribbon on your... Let's stop before I say
Yeah. Let's go to Effie and see if this is true. Effie, what do you have, man?
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Glad to hear you back. But it was a case where this guy was flying a smoke control helicopter, and it actually went back into the stands, and it actually cut somebody's head clean off.
Yeah, there was a story.
Is this true?
Yeah, this is true.
How about that one? I know there was one in Texas when I first started getting into the hobby, and some guy was training some other guy, where you have two remote controls, they're wired together, and at any point, the guy that knows what he's doing can take over from the guy that doesn't know what he's doing. It's like a little safety co-pilot thing. So the pro takes the helicopter up and then hands off to the guy that doesn't know what he's doing, who pulls back on the stick. The helicopter thrusts backwards right into the guy that knew what he was doing's head.
How big is it?
These things can
Big.
be very, very big.
I mean, like as
very
wide as you
powerful.
can stretch your arms.
I have a jet-powered scale one that is, from me to you over there.
Oh, wow,
it's
the
about
wings are that big?
5 feet, 6 feet long. It's just huge,
Oh, okay.
ridiculous. They look like real helicopters. They sound like real helicopters. It's amazing. But this just, huge blade, wham, guy right in the head.
Have you
kills
flown
him
that
right there.
particular helicopter
No,
yet?
not that one. You build these things, and I'm afraid to fly it.
Because you spend so much time.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to fly. I'm going to trash this thing. So I figure I'll practice on the gas one a little more. But I trashed that one, and I rebuilt it, and I haven't taken it out to test it and stuff after I rebuilt it. So who knows if it's even going to fly right anymore. It's like I said, very expensive.
So you got any other gadget talk here?
Well,
anything that's coming out that?
Oh, you were asking about stuff in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
There was this one guy that had computers that smell, and it has this device inside.
I kind of remember reading about that.
Yeah,
right.
It does ring a bell.
That was going to mix a bunch of certain chemicals, and so supposedly while you're playing a game, that, with the wheels burning out.
Oh, you smell the rubber.
You could smell the rubber.
Smell some gunpowder,
Right.
fire, and stuff.
Computers that smell. I had no idea what you were trying to say.
Oh, put that down. I'm not reading
No,
that.
no. I wasn't.
I'll read it.
Horrible, man.
What is it?
No, I didn't want to read it. I was just kind of showing him.
Yeah.
For a little chuckle.
That
What is it?
line would kill in Boston. Let's just put it that way.
I tell my friend.
The whole thing with 10 years ago, and before that, computers were one of those things that was just.
That's not me.
Oh, what are you doing? The chips? It's okay, Jimmy.
No, Ben just. I don't mean to interrupt, Anthony, but Ben finally had it, and he took the chips away from me and put them down next to Jimmy.
And Jimmy starts fiddling with.
Yeah,
them.
so now I'm gonna get the blame for that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Here you go up.
There you go.
No, you did not give them back to me, you ass.
Years ago, when computers and people said that in the future people will have computers in their house and they'll use them on a daily basis, and you could never really believe it. And I've always been a techie. I loved Commodore 64. I had an Atari 800 XL, with a big floppy disk drive and stuff, and it was fun stuff. But I never really had this image of everybody having one in their house because there was never really a reason for it. They always said that it would happen, but they never gave a real viable reason for having computers in your house.
Well, it also didn't help that they were $3,000 and they were useless
That's
3
true.
weeks later. It's like, oh, great, thanks for the paperweight.
That's true. But there was never a reason. And if somebody tried to explain the Internet, you would be like, why? There's TV, there's newspapers, But now you just cannot imagine getting along without it. It's, it's there. It's part of everyone's life.
And when you can't get on the Internet, people bug.
Yeah.
You lose your mind.
I worked at this ad agency, and we did a lot of interactive website nonsense. And the internet connection go down because some Verizon monkey down there cut a cable or whatever, and everybody just sits there paralyzed.
You don't know what to do.
I'm like, let's all think about 3-4 years previous when we had to type things.
Didn't have it. It's like it's reached the point where you lose your internet connection. You feel like when you used to feel when the lights go out in your house,
Or when you lose cable.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Even though you're not going to be watching TV, but just knowing it's not there, it just freaks you out.
How many times do you lose power and you go around and still turn the light on or go to turn the TV on or something like that? You find yourself, if you lose your connection, maybe I'll screw around with a first-person shooter for a while, and then you shut it off and you hit Internet Explorer thinking, you're going to get back online, and it just doesn't happen.
Well, Al Gore, I think, whenever the Clinton Gore campaign was talking about the Internet's going to be in every home. I mean, this is so recently that they were like, oh, shut up. And I can't function without it. It's sickening that I got caught.
You need it. I was talking the other day with somebody, and I was saying, what the hell? I cannot remember what you used to have to do to find simple information. Like if you. They're just those little questions that mean nothing in life that you used to have to go to a library for or something. I mean, where'd you get these answers? You just didn't get them.
And it's a pit of darkness because you'll get on to look up one thing on Google, and 3 hours later, and a pack of Marlboro's butts in the ashtray. You're like, damn it!
You find yourself looking at
Right,
Lindsay
you got
Lohan.
stains on your pants.
I always found that too. You definitely get detoured really quickly. It's like, I want to find out who was the actor in that movie that you go to IMDb and you end up on some porn site minutes later.
Dude, televisions are going to become obsolete. Movie theaters are going to become obsolete. Eventually, there's going to be a few suicide bombings in movies, and eventually they're just going to be released. There's going to be a way to do it straight to computer. That's the way everyone's going to watch them in their homes.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, yeah. Maybe in 25, 30 years, but all this crap's going to be obsolete.
There's already a service called Akimbo that it's basically a box that sits on top of your TV, and you hook it up to your broadband internet connection, and it does the same thing. You tell your interests, whether it's, Asian boys, drag racing, whatever, and it just downloads TV shows, movies based on your interests.
Like TiVo does that, right?
Yeah, but this actually goes out to a central clearinghouse that has everything categorized, and it's downloading it from their server to the hard drive of your box, as opposed to TiVo, which is just recording off of live TV.
Damn,
so,
yeah, that's a pretty big database to be searching.
And then people will
Very
complain, well, the government can see what you're looking at because you put in your order request and they're going to monitor. There's always...
Yeah, well, that is a concern.
There's
for
a lot
some
of
people.
But if you're not a criminal, I mean, what am I looking? I'm not looking up bomb making stuff, and I'm not looking up kiddie porn. So I could care less. You want to see
What
me
about
looking
the
up?
occasional dog doing it to a woman?
Does nothing for me.
Bestial. Oh, yeah, it does something for me. I'm talking about, when people send you links and you click on them, they're there, That's supposedly illegal, from what I hear.
And it's worth checking out.
Of course it is. Horse Gag is one of the funniest videos I've ever seen on the Internet.
Because it's like a freak show.
It's like 8
we all
years
like
old,
a good
10
freak
years
show.
old.
And supposedly, I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday Ted Stevens of Alaska said that he's going to push to apply the... Did you already talk about this?
No,
not really.
He's going to push to apply the broadcast decency standards to cable and satellite radio.
Good luck.
Never happened.
This guy just is an attention seeker.
Yeah.
It would be very
getting
hard
his name out there
for them to do that. I think it would end up in court first, and I think they would lose. It's not one of those issues like the public airwaves. It's not like they have to. You have to serve the public trust on broadcast radio. That isn't what this is all about. This is about paying a fee for entertainment. It has nothing to do with the government's responsibility to deliver information to the public through the airwaves like this. So they'd have a real tough time regulating this in cable TV.
And the Republicans are so, anti-big government. And this is the one area, it's like, could you stay out of my fucking life? I don't want your morality crammed down my throat.
Right.
It's like they always scream about the left, and correctly so, wanting more government. And then they want to just go in and regulate pornography and regulate what you listen to. Stop it!
Enough. There's a market for it, believe me. A huge market for it.
Yeah, the Republicans pushed through this this thing called the Real ID Act that says by 2008 the Department of Homeland Security is going to be in charge of all IDs, and it passed the House and it's going to the Senate. But basically, they're talking about putting those RFID chips in every driver's license.
So it would be like a federal ID.
It's going to be a federal ID. The Department of Homeland Security will regulate all the state driver's licenses, and this radio chip transmitter will basically be broadcasting your data in your pocket. And are you familiar with RFID?
Yeah, so at certain locations, almost like you could
It's like
walk
Easy Pass.
through. Yeah, it's like Easy Pass.
It's like Easy
They
Pass.
would scan it. It could be in your pocket. You wouldn't have to even pull it out.
Yeah, you just
They could
walk by the
scan it.
sensor. There's already a school in California that has given given RFID tags to every kid, and they can go to a computer and look at a map and see a blip of where every kid is in the school.
Wow.
And so the part of this legislation that they're trying to push through said that there had to be machine-readable technology inside the new IDs by 2008, and there's a lot of privacy freaks saying that it's going to be RFID chips. So you have to.
Yeah.
I
was reading about they want to use that also in supermarkets, which is a great idea. All you'd have to do is load up your cart, put bags in your cart, load your groceries in, and then push it out to your car. And at some point you pass a scanner that knows exactly what's in the cart, will deduct it from your credit card because that will also be scanned, and it would almost be like you're just stealing. You go in there, throw it in your cart, and wheel it out. No
that would be a great
cashier,
luxury.
no
We used to call that wahooing. Though it was without RFID, you just go grab 2 cases of beer at the 7-Eleven, scream wahoo, and run the hell toward the door.
Run. Wahoo! Hey, look, man, I don't want government, but people say, look, the Easy Pass, they're like, hey, man, they're going to track you. Go ahead, track me. I'm not sitting in traffic anymore. You want to track me around the same prostitute block night after night? Be my guest. I love the fact it's convenient.
I have
don't
friends
care
like
if they know where I
that
am.
that are so scared. They're like, man, and I'm like, what, the government knows that you went across the Verrazano Bridge?
Who
cares?
They got you.
They got you there.
And if it comes to where they start to infringe on your rights, well, then you know what? That's when you got to fight in court. Slippery slope can work any argument can be manipulated to any point with slippery slope. I don't buy it. People use slippery slope when they really don't have a valid point yet.
Yeah.
You can't argue with what might be.
Yeah, because that's what the argument always is, where it's going to lead to.
But any technology has that. The phone, they can listen to it. No more phones. Silly.
Carrier pigeons from now on.
Yes.
That's true. The phone was one of those things that when it came out, people were concerned about privacy.
The internet, they could see where you're going to be. Oh, yeah, they might abuse that. No more internet. You want to use that argument, we could use it for anything.
Yeah.
Well, and phones, I mean, you didn't have just a private phone line. You picked it up and you had to share that stupid party line with like 20 knucklehead redneck, farm neighbors next door.
Hang up the phone.
It's my turn. I got to call Pauline down at the feed store.
I think we're running out of show, yeah?
Ah, damn it.
What do we got? 2 minutes left?
Yeah.
We wanted to play, I wanted to play Monster Rain really fast that Laszlo did.
What'd you do?
Laszlo did all the audio for Grand Theft Auto and, the whole Monster Rain thing that you did.
Yeah.
Or the story you told. he made a fake commercial about that. Remember?
Did I hear? I might have even heard that. I think I loved it.
Turn down the.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The end of show music. I want to play this real fast. It's a little story Jimmy told about blowing little boys under the porch when
I was a little boy.
Yeah, you better put that in.
Government who's monitoring me.
Back to the great storytelling medium of radio.
Oh, we got to hurry up, or we're not gonna be able to play it. So basically, storm comes. Someone would yell "Monster Rain." They would hide under the porch because the rain was coming, and to pass the time, they'd blow each other.
Sure.
So Laszlo put this together.
He was just the boy next door.
Mikey, where are you?
He's a game for kids that's sweeping the country.
Jimmy, what are you doing? Jesus H. Christ, my little baby!
Monster Rain. Monster Rain. The game you play under the porch. Monster Rain.
Under the porch.
Where can people hear that?
I don't know. It's not on my website.
No, he made it for our show.
I just made it for you guys.
I really want that on a Grand Theft Auto radio commercial someday.
Well, the best commercial, the best fake commercial in Grand Theft Auto is the Glory Hole one. That's on there. Oh no,
that was in San Andreas. Yeah.
San Andreas, the Glory Hole theme park.
Yeah.
Glory Hole.
Laszlo, are we promoting anything today?
Nah, I'm just strung out. Hear ya.
All right, someone told me you were here to promote yourself with the Boston Comedy Connection April 8th night.
Yes.
That's Norton.
What a plug whore, man.
Dude, I'm trying to help Laszlo. I like him.
All right, listen, I want to wish Eric a very, very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Hawk.
And, this old guy.
That's it. I'm out of here.